Hey everyone, and welcome to REZOcast, episode 167, the final episode. The final one. We got the whole crew back. We've got Hove, we've got Triton, we got Wilson, we even got Mana returning from his exploratory colonoscopy. Thank you for joining us. Oh my god.
Lego got oh my god.
Wow.
Lego coming out of the gate hot.
That intro.
Lego, wow.
Yeah, it was a crazy adventure. Let me tell you.
Cheers.
How many
to
months
that.
was I gone for? Whew. There and back again.
Wow.
So if you're new to the show, well, sorry, because we're into it. But if you're returning, you know we play a game here called Word Insertion, where we give each other words that we have to say on the show. So if you hear something that doesn't sound like it quite fits, that might be what it is.
That's what they said about Mana's anal gland.
This is
I
Lego.
don't know what that is.
And you're listening to the last episode of REZOcast. Yeah,
Colon.
You're welcome.
you're welcome.
Like
Listen,
all those
we need to
balls.
start with the most important thing now.
Okay.
Mr. Peanut is dead, and I'm fucking thrilled about it.
Listen.
That's the stupidest shit
I
I've
fucking
ever
reached.
seen.
I reached
All right,
out
I'm
to
done.
you, and I had like a serious agenda, and I was really upset that Mr. Peanut was gone. I watched a little video. It was sad. It was like, you know, the 104 years of Mr. Peanut, and they're just gonna fucking get rid of him like it's no big deal, and they're gonna replace him with bright, flashy lights, explosions, and cats probably to accommodate people's attention span nowadays.
Speaking of,
maybe
while you're talking
maybe
about
we'll bring
attention
back-
spans, can we look at Triton facing the other way and playing on the computer?
I'm not playing on a computer. I'm running a couple programs. All right.
Running a couple of
If you're
programs.
fucking running shit about
Hey.
stocks, and I'm gonna flip out.
you know, running a
Oh,
couple
is this a
of
good
programs
segue? Wait,
what-
is this my time? Was that the segue for my
it
time?
can be. No, it's not your time. I know.
Okay, all right. Because if I'm on,
He's like, it
What are
could
we
be, but
talking
no.
about?
But no.
No, you know what they say running a couple of programs? That's what all the people who are like, I got banned in Destiny, and they're typing in the chat. They're like, I was just running a couple of things. It wasn't anything. And Bungie replies, and they're like, actually, you were running a specific hacking program that targets aiming in an aimbot in Destiny.
This is what you were running, sir.
Yeah.
We know you're running a couple programs, and they are bad.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Whew.
He's really
We-
playing PUBG back there. He's dropping into Milta right now, aren't you?
Where, Wilson?
Milta.
There you go. Thank you.
yeah.
Nice.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us. It's hard to get started with this episode because normally we'd like go through our weeks. There's lots of stuff we normally do. I didn't even read the TWAB today. I don't even know what's going on this week at Bungie because we're not really going to be covering that this episode. We're just covering kind of what's going on with us, kind of reminiscing on the show, all that it's been. We've been going for 167 episodes.
Do you know what I covered last
over 3 years. No. What do I want to know?
Probably
it was
not.
food. It was something.
Okay. Sorry, probably a
Was
Philly.
it food?
Is
No,
it
for
cheesesteak
somebody.
or
Somebody
You
put it in their
disgusting what I
mouth.
said.
no?
Well,
Nice.
Guys.
I'm so sorry. I can't
Yeah,
control
let's get
myself.
back on the Ranger Rick level here. Hove, my mom might be watching, so
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Lego. I'm a terrible,
Yeah, I already
terrible
started out
person.
bad in chat, so.
I actually joined this podcast because your son was supposed to reform me, and he's trying his best. I'm beyond saving. But he's a very good man. You did a good job. I'm very proud
We
of him.
accept him how he is. We all know he's beyond saving. But
Me?
He's wholesome.
like
He's very
the very
wholesome.
first time I spoke to you,
Yeah, he's a
I
great.
was like, this guy's beyond saving.
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking about Lego being wholesome, not
Oh.
Hove.
yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
well,
Lego- yeah.
this episode, we're gonna reminisce, but first, instead of doing the thing where we go back and forth on how our weeks was, we kind of just wanted to hit the issue of like, why are we ending the show? Because we've kind of done it, but we've skipped like a week or two here or there, but pretty consistently, thanks to all the hosts here, Hove, Triton, Mana, Wilson, myself, like between all of us, even if one of us, two of us couldn't make it, we would kind of just make it happen. And we've done those 167 episodes without any ads, kind of just all on us, like the editing, the producing of it, the talking, the spending our time doing it. And we've gotten to know a ton of Resolute members. We've gotten to know a ton of hosts, which I'm sure are a ton of guests from the community that have come on and hosted the show with us. And I'm sure we'll talk about some of those favorite episodes as we go on. We got some of those people in chat right now, which is really, really cool. But the reason I think I'll kind of sum it up here, and y'all can kind of add in whatever you feel is necessary. But we basically got to the point where we were all. It was really difficult to come on a Thursday night and keep doing the show, whether it's for gaming reasons, whether it's for life reasons, whether it's for work or family reasons. There were all these different things that have kind of made us we got together this last week and we're just like, I don't know how this is even going to happen anymore. And if it did continue, it's not like REZOcast could continue in a different form just with these people. It could not continue because that's what REZOcast kind of is us 5 getting together. Just, yeah, we talk about Destiny, but we'd goof off and talk about tons of other stuff too. And if it changed hosts as drastically as it would need to continue, then it really wouldn't be REZOcast anymore as we know it. So maybe later on, other hosts from Resolute would want to pick up the show, and that's totally possible that could happen. But just as it is now with us 5, it's not going to continue anymore. After this week, which is crazy. But
I mean, I think we should come clean. The thing that started it, if we noticed, Mana left first. We did welcome him back. We made amends. But as everyone knows, Mana lives fairly close to me. We've hung out. He actually approached me one night after the podcast, and he tried to get me to have a threesome with him and Giorgio Tsoukalos.
Tsoukalos, by the way. If you're gonna say an absolute legend's name, say it right. All right.
Giorgio Tsoukalos. That's the guy with the big hair from the Alien UFO documentaries.
I'm not saying it was aliens, but it's aliens.
Yeah,
but
man.
it's that's
so,
and
and when
legend.
I turned him down, Mana, he was embarrassed, he was hurt, and he left. I was.
So you're saying the reason is aliens?
I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens. You're welcome.
I'll buy that.
I even offered him my stink finger. And he wouldn't.
My God, is that one of the words you gave him?
Yes.
Gosh.
Why did you give?
That's not the bad one. That's not even the bad
Mana,
one.
do you want to come back for last show and let's give him the most?
It was actually attached to Fran.
Why did
Tarkenton
Mana
too.
come back?
Fran Tarkenton?
Is that his name? Yeah. It wasn't my stink fingers. I just offered him.
Oh, it was more than one finger?
Wow.
We invite him back for the final show,
Plural.
and you give him some raunchy.
I know that's messed up,
words.
Ho.
I'm just heating up.
You didn't even get...
I don't even know how I'm gonna add this one.
Well, did anybody else have anything to add to the? I guess I'll quickly add. My camera, real quick.
Oh,
I'll quickly add one thing to what I just said, and that is like for me, just my personal take on everything, and that is that just a lot of life things have happened recently. I'm about to have our first kid. Just a lot of job changes that have happened this past year, and health stuff that has happened. But for me, like, it's not like I'm quitting playing Destiny. I still enjoy that very much. I still love the game, the devs. I've never like really stopped. Like we talked on the show about how it's good to take breaks, and we take 2 or 3 breaks. But this is a really weird stop for me to the podcast because I was just like Sunday night, I guess it was, like staying up watching them solve the maze for the Quarters of Time in Destiny, and I was like super into it. I'm still into it. I'm still playing all the stuff. Just got Bastion. I love all the new guns and everything. But that's just where I'm at. It's just like it just didn't make sense to keep continuing this format of talking about Destiny, but I'm still gonna keep hanging out with these guys. Like these guys are who I love playing games with. Still love Rezo, and still love Destiny. So that's kind of where I'm at. Did anybody else want to kind of add to that?
I'm quitting
Yeah.
everything.
I think you nailed it. Yeah, I think you nailed it. I mean, it's just it's really tough to manage everyone's schedules. Like you said, you're about to be first-time parent. Triton has many kids. Can't remember the number.
Seven.
Triple digits for sure.
He has 2 sets of triplets, actually.
Yeah.
Wow, you have a colony.
It's like 101 Dalmatians here. It is.
And it's just, I don't know, it's really tough. Like, I'm about to have the work season start up. Like, I just cleaned out my garage yesterday. That's actually what I've been kind of excited to talk about, was that I'm getting ready for the transition back to glass blowing. So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to have my own studio. Like, I have this vision of the way I want it. Like, it's gonna be so great because like the old studio was awesome with the guys that I worked with. It was really cool. It was a lot of fun. But like, if we had like something on the computer, like those guys know nothing about video games, nothing about Twitch, nothing about like any sort of like YouTube culture, anything like that, which is fine because sometimes it's really good to get a break from all that shit. But like sometimes when you know something's going on in Destiny, like I'm limited to like Twitch on my phone with like a pair of earbuds or something. So it's gonna be great to like have my whole studio. Like I haven't really said anything about it on Twitter, but like I'll say something here like once I get the flow going. Like I cannot wait to stream it. Like I know there's a few other people doing it on Twitch, like, and I'm really excited with what I can bring to the table, like creation wise, because I got a lot of fun little tools that some people don't. So it's gonna be great. I'm really excited. I'm just gonna do it for fun. Like don't really care. I just want to share the experience with people, like what it's like. I'm gonna try to do like multiple camera setups and stuff. And like I said, it's just really about like it'll be fun to have some people to kind of talk to while I'm working out there. And it's like a big ass 2-stall garage. Like I'm so excited, man. I'm gonna have so much room for activities to do some fun stuff. So
I just want to point out, cool, Matt Grundy said in chat that urn looks dope.
What urn?
Remember last week when I asked you about your urn, and I was like, "Fuck, I mean kiln." Never mind.
You're
too high
urn.
for this.
Okay, yeah, okay. No, I
turn around. He's like, "Shit, I got
He's
one."
like, "Where?" That's weird.
Jesus,
dude. Yeah, that's awesome, Wilson. I can't wait to see your setup. You talking about that multicam stuff? That's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna make some really fun stuff. It's gonna be kind of weird at first. Like I don't know how Twitch is gonna handle. Like I don't really want to like do any like direct sales of things like through Twitch just yet. Like definitely not like pipes on Twitch. Like, but I know like if I wanted to make like, you know, like pendants or marbles or other things,
bongs,
sex toys,
or like butt plugs for mana.
No, God.
Wow.
Wow,
that was like
that was a genuine response, man. Like he looked down, like I totally made that up first of all, but he looked down like I would legit called him out on it.
You blew up his spot for sure.
First Lego and now Wilson. Like what happened to you guys over the past couple months?
Freaking savages.
Hove is converting you guys.
Yeah.
You guys aren't saving him.
I just want to say that everyone goes, "Oh, you invite Mana back and give him these terrible words." The first thing Lego told 30 people in chat was that Mana was on a month-long exploratory colonoscopy. And then were they looking?
My exact words.
I know what happened.
Hashtag butt
Mana
plug for
needs
Mana
new Mana needs new butt plugs from Wilson because one of his got lost and the exploratory colonoscopy did not find it.
It's still there, man.
See, Joey's with me. Joey's with me. He gets it.
I was gonna say you guys are on the similar wavelength. He wants to know if the colonoscopy and the butt plug are related.
It's
complicated.
Yeah,
it's complicated. It's like
it's
Facebook.
Lost. It's gone, man.
Mana, what have you been up to, man? Maybe you can fill people in what's been going on. And someone asked in stream,
yourself in.
Jump ahead to another Twitter question. Was asking you if you're ever gonna stream again, or if you're thinking about streaming again, something like that.
Actually,
good question.
That's actually an interesting question. Last weekend, I actually was setting up all my OBS and everything, my camera, like all this was just jumbled and not like set up at all until just last weekend because I actually want to stream this coming weekend. I actually want to get back into it.
Perfect.
I've been trying to. I'm actually going to buy the Destiny expansion. I have yet to do that. I haven't played since Forsaken or sometime or whatever. I don't even remember the last time. But no, I want to get back into it. It's going to be part-time because I'm always busy during the week and I don't even play games unless it's like a sim, pretty much like a city building sim.
PUBG with me?
Yeah,
there's a new map today.
Today?
Tuesday.
Well, there you go.
I'm excited for you to get back
Thursday,
to streaming, Mana.
I'm actually
me too.
Like,
there's a lot of people who are also going to be excited. Like you had a pretty funny chat, so I think they'll all be thrilled.
Like right now, I have like just bare minimums for. I don't have anything fancy. I need to refine all my files and whatnot. I might not even do that. I might just start from scratch. Just like I'm back, and nothing's going to be cool looking. Just bare minimum.
Except your face.
Bare. Okay. Anyways,
that was a compliment.
What? Yeah, I didn't know what that meant. So,
It's not used to those.
in the
Had to think
meantime,
about it.
yeah, I just been really busy. Like I work all the time. I make explosives, so that's cool. I don't know if I've ever talked about that.
Professionally
No,
and
it's
legally.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, you gotta clarify.
Oh yeah, well, I do government contracts, by the way.
Boom.
Good thing it's our last episode because I just got banned.
Oh my gosh.
NSA is just like, huh?
Yeah, for real.
Excuse me, who's this guy? Let's look him up. But that's well, I can't really talk more into it, but that's pretty much what I do. I non-lethal explosives.
It's making it worse.
So non-lethal like flashbangs. Pretty much works on flashbangs for the government and local law enforcement. So
Wow,
and
cool.
whatever.
Can you get me a flashbang?
No, I will get in a lot of trouble if I take one off.
Would you get fired or just a lot of trouble?
both?
Fired. Yeah.
Damn.
Tater has a question. Explosive butt plugs? Question mark.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'll be done. I'm sorry. I'll stop.
They're just flashbangs.
Jesus.
Wow. Yeah, Hope, was
Quality
that question
content,
just
indeed.
because of all your PUBG experience throwing flashbangs continually at us over and over again through every window?
I'm not even the one who brought it up. Oh, no, it's a good idea.
You don't even throw them at the enemy team.
No,
he doesn't.
ever.
No.
Especially
Ever.
pans and sickles, he throws them.
Well,
like,
here's
he
what
yeets
happens
them up
now.
in the air and
I've matured quite a bit, and I don't just pick them up to throw at everyone. But what happens is I pick them up, and then when I'm full and I want more other things, the first thing I'm going to get rid of is a stun nade. And come on, guys, let's be honest.
I thought he was going to get rid of a teammate.
If you had a
with
stun
that
nade,
grenade.
if you had a stun nade, would you just put it down, or would you put it to good use?
Define good use.
Yeah,
Throwing
define
it-
good use, because last time you put a
Right, yeah,
frying pan.
teammates.
Last time you put a frying pan to good use, you threw it in front of the vehicle and it flew through the windshield and smacked me in the face and almost
That
killed me.
was
That's
fucking
amazing.
clutch.
Actually,
Man, it was the
amazing,
sickest thing that
actually.
ever happened. We were just driving in a truck, and I just leaned out the window and threw it, and it like did, you know, like it went in front of the car, and then we drove into it, and it hit Wilson right in the face.
So
That's
my
amazing.
point is every time you do shit either because or just for science, somebody other than you pays for it.
That's the idea.
That's all right.
that's his,
Honest-
that's his plan.
He's an honest
Mission.
scumbag.
I'm not. Oh,
Have
what
my
about you,
experience
Brian?
with playing hold on a second. Have my
Yeah, yeah.
experience with playing PUBG with Hove. It's just we only played what half a dozen times since I started playing games again.
yeah.
Was getting smacked in the face or to the shin, nothing in between, with just random throwables because that's a thing now.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
my
like
bad.
pan, boom to the face. Sickle, somehow I'll fucking ricochet it off a wall and hit you in the
Yeah,
face.
yeah. I throw it at walls.
And then I'll do it again.
I throw it at walls, and they bounce. And I forget that after it hits a wall, it can then hit a person and hurt them. And it's always mana.
It's been, he's good at it. I mean, are you really good at beer pong? I
Something's
feel like
gotta
you're really
give.
good at beer pong.
Yeah.
Something's got to give.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm done. That was
Well, Triton, what about you, man? What are you gonna be up to?
Well, when we had our conversation, we all talked about the things going on, just pretty busy with life. As you guys always know, this is a pretty busy season for me when we get into college basketball. So pretty much from end of October until the early part of April, extremely busy.
Just like the whole
But
year.
yeah, so most of the year. But also just the season of life. At the upper end, my oldest son is getting ready to drive, and at the lowest end, we're trying to get my daughter to not have a diaper. So I think there's a lot in between there as well. So just pretty busy season of life, and yeah, I'll probably be doing a lot of that. I'm not sure. I think like 2 episodes ago we asked the question, what would it take for you to come back to Destiny? I think I said nothing. So I'm not sure that that's going to be a big part of my immediate future. I honestly would stream a lot of Magic Arena if I could get it set up on the computer. So if it was PlayStation 4, I probably would have streamed it a bunch. But I am playing a ton of that as I'm trying to climb the ladder. So I'm trying to get to Mythic this season to try to get invited to some of those invitationals. So I've been playing a lot of that. So I'll most likely continue in terms of gaming, do that. Wilson brought a Magic Arena type of spin-off.
Legends.
Legends that maybe we'll give a try. Interested in that. Definitely be doing the Final Fantasy VII Remake in April, although that's not really something that you'll see really a lot of interaction. But I think in terms of the immediate gaming future, it'd be probably those 2 things.
Let's get into Magic Legends, dude. It sounds
Dude,
dope.
I'll probably do Magic Legends. I did see the trailer for that.
Yeah,
I'm
if
interested.
you want, I can take a picture of each page in this 10-page article and like
Is that
text
just
it to you.
the
so you
game?
can
Is that the
read it.
Game Informer?
Yeah.
I think I opted for digital, which I really, really regret. But eventually,
Do you want this? Look, it's pristine.
No, I have. I
Send
think
it
I
to
have
you.
like one of those $5 redeem gift cards that you get for being a pro member now, and so I have to use it before the end of the month. So I'll likely make my way down. I appreciate that, Wilson. Always looking out for me, but I'll probably make my way down there in the next couple days.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like 10 pages, dude. Like there's a lot of info on it, and it
that is
seems
a
pretty
lot.
cool. 1 to 3 players online.
That'd be like the
so-
longest book you ever read.
How dare you?
It's funny.
That's messed
We were
up.
joking.
How dare you?
We were joking in our DMs that like they were talking about this magic book or Magic Legends, and Hove mentioned that it like sounded like Pokemon to him.
No, I
And
said it was
he
just
already
as
has
lame
that
as
look.
Pokemon.
Yeah, and like as soon as they started talking, I saw Hove just
Person.
fade like immediately.
Listen, shows how much you know. All the kids are playing Temtem now, bro.
I'm sorry, the kids?
That looks
How
interesting,
old are you,
actually.
Wilson?
I know.
Grow up.
I'm old enough. Never, dude. Toys R Us kid for life.
Toys R Us doesn't even exist anymore.
Bullshit.
Coming back.
No,
Coming back.
bullshit.
Ain't it
4
coming back?
stores.
Yeah,
it
they
still
They're
exists.
coming back.
4
Coming
stores.
They are
Stores.
coming back.
There.
Wait, for real?
Yeah,
no,
but it's
yeah.
like,
I
a
bought them.
bullshit. But it's like a bullshit novelty store. Like you go in, and it's not like the walls of toys and like back products. It's like they may have like one toy out for like display. It's kind of like a
Like an Apple store for kids.
kind
The-
of
The pop-up
of
toy stores
actually.
around
That's a good way.
Christmas.
I was gonna say it was kind of like the almost kind of like a toy store that you'd see in like a movie, like Home Alone or like something. You know what I mean? It was kind of
Yeah.
it's they had a Nintendo section in the back, which is dope because I'm on a Switch kick right now. Like I'm
What
buying
games
a
you
bunch
playing
of
on the
Kick
Switch?
you
games
in the
and-
Switch.
I
It's
got,
the Hallmark movie toy store.
I got Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2 on there, and I haven't played 10 in
Oh.
like 17 years.
Same.
So
actually.
it's great, dude. The the updated graphics are really good, and the just the nostalgia that I'm getting because I played 7 and then I played 10. So those two are like really dear to my heart, and I'm absolutely loving it on the Switch. Just right now I'm on a big kick. Like I'm holding out on Temtem because it's in early access, but I want to get it for Switch when it comes out. But they're talking about that might not be till like 2021, so like next year. So yeah, we'll see.
I wanted to say something and I forget. Oh, I know what it is. I bought all the Toys R Us's. And
Dude, bring that shit back.
No, man,
Jerry the
we're-
Giraffe was dope, man.
we're actually franchising Thick Houses. It's gonna be a chain of thick houses along the.
Are they gonna have thick pancakes?
They're gonna have thick something.
Thick.
It's like
fluffy
instead of walls
pancakes?
of like toys, they're gonna have walls of explosive dildos.
Oh,
Or,
jeez.
butt
What's
plugs.
that?
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Oh my god.
I know.
Whoa, language.
Oh, my bad.
Lego's mother is here.
Potentially.
I hope.
So-
Can you text her and find out?
No,
Can
I
you
can't.
Also tell her I miss her.
No,
I
we
like
just
the mystery.
Same.
we just made all his family get-togethers awkward now for at least a couple months.
Or you're gonna have really great conversations. So I mean,
Well, I wanted to bring the conversation around to like different moments from the podcast because like I said at the beginning, like we've been going for 167 episodes. That's like 3 years. We started this like I was going back in the history right
Rise of
when
Iron.
Rise of Iron came out. Like our second episode was Rise of Iron came out for Destiny 1. And so that was just a completely different game at that point.
It literally
'Cause that
was. It was Destiny 1.
yeah.
Literally. And not only that, but like that was when not even the version of Destiny 1, like the very first episode was when we still had special ammo spawning with us. And Rise of Iron was when they changed that, right? To like be only the special boxes or something.
Is that when that happened?
I think
I don't
so.
know
And that's when
either.
sticky grenades got big and that's where they left it kind of thing. But yeah,
Yeah, dark
it's just
times.
crazy how long it's been, and just like reflecting on that time and how the different guests we've had. Like KJ Hovey came on
Who?
whenever we had the beta for Destiny
use his
2
full
come
name?
out.
Who does that? Who
We had
uses
Mana
full
come
name?
on
That's
as a
weird.
guest before he was the host.
Were you
on
on
the show.
twice, Mana? You were on twice, right? As a guest.
I think
Before
so.
joined-
You
yeah,
were,
yeah, I think
you were on twice as a guest and twice as a host.
equivalent exchange.
I need a beer.
For some reason, that episode is titled "With Mana on the Farm" or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. I remember that.
But yeah, we've had like some crazy episodes, some crazy times with Resolute members. The one thing that I regret in all of these episodes is that we weren't able to have a lot of people on in Resolute from overseas because of time zone issues. Like we could never work it out. We had like a few people on, but it was very difficult for them. And then there were other people who we always wanted to have on, like, Lynch and other people that we just couldn't get on because of the time zone stuff. But it was a really fun run, though, to be able to have so many Resolute people, and for that to be a way for people to get to know people from Resolute, and different people from the community too. Like Joey was in chat, and like I remember specifically Chad Lantis, I think, has become a good friend of ours from the first time he came on. Because I think Hove and Triton both talked it up as like, oh no, Chad's really cool. And then he came on, and I was like, dude, this guy is really cool. He's so nice. Why is he so nice?
And then Lego asked him to marry him, and
the people's champ, dude.
That's why I'm leaving.
Atlantis. Like, I don't, like, listen, first of all of our guests have been wonderful and, like, great people who have blessed these goofy goons with their time to come on and talk about something that we all have in common, and that's Destiny.
Peeing on Eris more.
But, like, if I have to pick out, episodes that, like, we were all, like, in stride, like, in cadence, like, not missing a beat, like, Joey, Chad, and, like, Mark Square are up there for me. It seems there's just, just one of the guys, like, we were having a great time, like Joey. I mean, it's no secret, obviously, by the episode, like, I was hyping him up, like, I look up to Joey a lot. He's always been a good person and a good source of entertainment on Twitch, and same with Chad, and like Mark, after getting to hang out with him down in Guardian Con 2018, was it, Hove?
Yeah.
I don't even know what day of the week it is half the time, dude. This is ridiculous, man. Since they legalized weed here, oh man.
Whoa! You told us a little bit ago it's no different.
Yeah,
I was
always. I'm just hyping
I
it
was
up.
always such a badass. I did what I wanted.
I've been smoking weed since 8th grade. Blah blah blah. That is sadly true, actually. But no, like I said, there's a few guests that stand out where it seems like everybody was synchronized and having a good time. And I want to echo what Lego said earlier. Like, it has nothing to do with the lack of love for Destiny. I know there's been some conjecture out there here and there that, like, we're quitting because we don't like the game. I can't speak for everyone else, but like Lego, like, I still enjoy playing the game. I jumped on today and got my ass beaten Iron Banner for a few games. It was like mercy, get mercied, mercied, get mercied. And, it's just hanging out with friends and, like, having a good time, like, symbiotic. Like, sometimes I feel like I miss Destiny and I realize, like, that I just miss my friends, like.
Who?
Hove.
Hi.
That smile.
No,
Jesus.
I mean, it's
the cheesiest.
It's a little of both for me. Like, I haven't been playing all that much, and it's weird because, looking at it objectively, PvP obviously has its issues, which have been covered ad nauseum. But, like, I think PvE for the most part is in maybe the best place it's ever been.
That's what I've been hearing.
But yeah. I just haven't been super feeling playing it. But that isn't why. It's the same thing, like, just a lot going on, and it's become really hard to get everybody together. And, you never know what's gonna happen down the road. And that's not a hint. That's not like we have something planned, but you never know.
Hove's pregnant.
I'm pregnant. It's Mana's.
Again.
That explains his saggy breastises. That's the word he gave me, all right? I wasn't, like, being a dick. God damn it, fuck this game. I'm out.
Oh, speaking of games, no, wait, I gotta bring up something else that we started doing on the show for Scott. What? So we didn't do word insertion, but we did that thing. I don't remember when we started. Ad libs.
Mad libs. Do
like
you want me to find one?
sometime?
Do you want me to get
At the
ready?
very end of the show. No.
Dude, that was so funny. Some of the things
those were entertaining though.
Because chat would put words in too, like on stream, and then it'd be ridiculous and inappropriate, and yeah.
Well, yes.
Well, and going off the other thing Wilson said, getting off of that specific sad topic, one of the episodes that kind of, and there was not any point where I want to say any guest was better than others. Like, I've enjoyed everybody we've had on here, but ones that were memorable for different reasons. Do you remember who the first guest we had on that was not part of the clan? Do you remember who it was? There was only 3 of us then. Mana and Wilson weren't even here.
I remember I saw Sin was close to the front, but I don't think he was the very first.
Nope.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Terrible.
I know.
It was
Who
Fallout.
I'm spacing out.
The first,
Fallout
really? Wow.
really
Yeah,
early.
where Hove copped a little lean to the side and Fallout goes,
Farted?
did you
Yeah,
just
it
fart
got
on stream? Yeah. Straight busted him out. Like, listen.
That you're right. You
Fallout.
weren't even here and you remember that.
No, I was watching that episode. I used to be a big fan before you guys had me on the show, and then now we just struggled to get.
And
along.
now I'm not. Now I'm no longer. And another one. Do you know who is?
Well, wait. Oh, never mind. Keep going.
It's not even other good episodes. But do you remember? I believe we had, if I'm correct, that we had this person on 3 times. They had been on. It's actually our most recurring guest. Do you know who that was?
Aside from
Wendler?
Wendler?
Wenny?
Yeah, Wenny
Triple
doesn't
Rex?
count. He's not a guest. He's more like a pest.
Triple.
Was Triple.
Yeah.
Just so you
Because
know,
we
I
had
said
him on for our
first.
50th
Just saying.
episode
He's
with
on
Mana.
DCP tonight.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
that was ironic. I saw that.
Him and
Uh-huh.
yeah.
TV.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's cool. Oh, that brings up another thing. First of all, Triple was super, like, one of those guys from the community. Like, sometimes you have somebody that is really well known and really big, and they'll come in and kind of like talk and then get out and you're done. And that's usual. That's normal.
And none of
Nothing
us
wrong
knew
with
him.
that.
None of us had ever really spoken to him.
Right.
But none of us knew Triple, and he comes in and the most friendliest guy ever, like down
He
to
montaged
earth.
me. That's all I knew.
And hit montage
Literally.
Mana. And,
Yeah.
and
Me and TV actually.
and then he but like stayed afterwards and just kept chatting for like
Yeah.
a
Like-
good like 20 30, like just the chillest guy, like so cool. Couldn't talk highly enough about him, and the fact that he would come on and just talk new PvP stuff whenever it came out was so cool. But speaking, you mentioned how there's 2 of them on DCP tonight. Those are some of my favorite episodes too. Like, I know Loki and River are in chat right now, and we had both of them on at the same time. That was really fun.
The more
Every
down to
time.
earth people.
TV
Yeah.
and Goa.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
you never got Gungan, did you guys?
I wasn't allowed.
This
You
would have
weren't
been
allowed?
this would have probably been the best episode to have it done. To be
Would
honest.
it?
The
No.
only person we
Oh,
considered,
yes.
listen, the only person we considered having on, even though Leg and I didn't talk about this till after they said no, was Claw. He had to work, but he's the leader and put together Rezo. So indirectly, he's responsible for the podcast, and he was a guest on our very first episode. So I tried to
And-
get him on. Oh, fuck you, Wilson, and your fucking banana bread with no nuts.
Banana bread,
Oh,
boys, homemade
there
today
it
by the
is.
one, the only, Sam.
Sam,
Samaj.
outdone yourself.
It's so moist, Hove. Oh my god, you ready for this?
Well, okay, but getting back to the banana bread, how was that?
Okay, I just have a bite. Yes.
So you mentioned Claw, and that was legit. Claw didn't just indirectly have to do with this podcast, but kind of directly too, because they do that gaming conference. What is it? ATX, GTX? It's
There's a bunch
something
of them.
TX.
PAX?
Acronym.
Yeah, RTX, I think.
RTX.
Okay.
In Austin, yeah. So he came down for that with a bunch of other Rezo people, but I was actually leaving
bugs,
town, and this is before we all got
it's
together
backwards.
at GC, and so I hadn't even met Claw yet, and I was just like, "Yeah, you can stay at my house," and he was like, "What?" So we just gave him the keys to our house basically, and he stayed here, and we didn't see him until we came back from our trip that we were on, and then got to hang out with Claw. And talk with him a bit, and that was our first
Serious question
conversation
about that.
to starting. Yeah,
If you hadn't even met him in person, that means Bethany didn't know
Uh-huh.
anything about him. How did she feel about just giving this strange man?
she was cool.
Wow.
Yeah, she knew that I trusted him. Like I had been in Rezo a while before we started this podcast.
It's about a year. No, 2 years. A year.
Yeah, it was a while.
It's because
I don't-
behind every good man, there's an even better woman. That's why.
Well, or There's just two good people.
Wow, Lego
Fair
can't
enough.
even. Wow. I'm just saying. I want to point out that you hadn't even met Claw.
I didn't
And
mean
you
that
gave
as an
him- You
Sounds
definitely
like
did.
under.
You
Wait,
No. I'm tweeting her right now.
No, I was trying to like say, equal, and it went down.
Lego,
Cut his
you're
mic.
never supposed
Cut
to
his
say you're
mic.
equal. You're supposed to say
Cut
no.
it.
She's my better half.
Don't watch this.
Yeah, you're
Don't
done.
watch
Lego, you made yourself sound like a big suck bill fatty puss. Okay, and it's just
A what?
a suck bill fatty puss.
Can you tell me what that is?
I don't know
So what were you gonna say, Claw? I mean, Hove. Oh, I didn't just-
I was gonna say you gave Claw the keys to your house. Banna's still trying to figure out what that is.
Don't worry about it.
Joey's right. See, damn, just about to have a kid, screwed himself over. Lego,
I did, Joey.
You had the best chance to just say, "You're right. My wife is the best," and you said, "No,
She is.
no."
Listen,
She's on my level. Yeah,
You're-
she's not above it.
your boy here fucking slow pitched that one to you.
You did. My bad.
It's okay. It's all right. It happens,
We're gonna
Blame
move on
Hope.
from this quickly, but I just want to point out that Lego gave Claw the keys to his house before meeting him. He gave him his house, and I can't even get him to use any of the Christmas gifts I've sent him in the last 3 years.
Holy shit. That's crazy when you put it that way.
I know.
I'm curious now,
Damn.
too. What's up with that, Lego?
Yeah,
Oh,
what's up with that?
I should have finished that TV show
Brown
series
nosing
you gave
boss
me
man.
before this episode.
You should have Googled the clip notes.
So anyway,
That's
Claw
good.
was directly. You guys talked about podcasting.
Yeah. So yeah, he and honestly, it'd be fun to. I was thinking about this, like some behind the scenes to the podcast, little known facts. If you didn't know, if you've never watched to the end of the iTunes like podcast version of the episode, there's like maybe only one episode that doesn't have bloopers at the end, and some of them are pretty hilarious. Some of them you have no idea what's going on because it's like pre-show stuff, and I like take certain snippets of it, but some of it is some pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah.
And then also the way the podcast honestly really started, like, yeah, it started with Claw, like in that, but honestly, like getting this crew together started with Triton, who just turned his camera off as soon as I said his name.
Before you go any
I'll
further,
change it.
Lego,
Everyone sees it.
we need, now that this is ending and we're all friends, you need to tell the real story of how it happened.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Did I tell you a different story?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Oh,
How many versions
no.
of the story are there?
So, I know what you're saying. No, so the what happened is me and Triton are playing together, and I don't know if I had talked to Claw about the podcast or not yet, but me and Triton are just hanging out, and I was like, so I was thinking about doing this podcast, and just like shot him the idea, and he was like, oh yeah, we should do that, and I was like, wait, what? And I like wasn't like completely ready. Like I'm a dreamer. Like I'm not a like let's go do it. And Triton was like, yeah, let's do it. Boom. And we started messaging. I feel like almost immediately. I feel like this is how it went down, Triton. You might say it a different way. And I was like, wait, this is happening. And so then Hove automatically was like the first person we thought of to join us because
Biggest mistake.
that was when you were streaming all the time. And I know people miss you streaming
No, they don't.
because you were just a fun chat to hang out in while playing Destiny Trials, anything really. And you jumped on immediately, and then we got Mana and then Wilson. And that's
That
kind
was
of
way
like
down
how
the
it
road.
went down.
Yeah.
It's just funny that Triton, I don't even know if I've ever told you, that it almost was accidental how it started, because I purposefully with Claw talked with him about it because it was going on in the Rezo name and everything like that. But with Triton, like we were just hanging out talking, and I was just kind of shooting my dream out there, and Triton was like, yeah, let's do it. And I was like, wait, what? Okay, we're doing it. I was like, oh, here we go.
I mean, I guess that's. I mean, I do remember having the conversation. I do remember thinking that Hove would be a good fit. I think maybe earlier on that, like a week ago, Hove and I had done trials together, maybe something like that. I had probably most recently played Destiny with Hove at the time, and just like was super chill. So yeah, I think it was definitely something when you threw it out to me. I was like, yeah, that definitely should happen. So I don't know if like on your end, I didn't realize that you were like, oh man, I can't believe that this is organic. To me, it was just making sure that I was like, yeah, Lego, you should just follow what you believe. But for Leo, it was like, yes. And then for Hove, I mean, I guess we made a decent
the way
pick there.
the way I took it, maybe I'm wrong, and this isn't it negative in any way, but it kind of sounded like Lego was just kind of talking to you about the fact of starting a podcast, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm in," and Lego was like, "Oh, all right, we'll do a podcast." Like what are the, like?
I don't remember like saying that I wanted to do. I really don't. I thought that maybe it was just like supporting Lego. So I mean, that could
at
have
some
been.
point you showed up.
Dragged him into it. Honestly, like I probably dragged to it.
We both accidentally peer pressured each other into creating REZOcast, and here we are.
Well, I had done a bunch of podcasts for like work, so I had been on a few. And maybe that's why we were talking about a little bit. So I was coming off of doing a bunch of those anyway. So I don't know. It worked out, obviously, and here 167 episodes later. I was actually thinking about, have I at least made 100 of the 167?
Probably not.
Since Lego put out the number, I'm like, have I made at least 100?
Nope.
I don't know.
Hove took me down to Florida and got me drunk to be on the podcast.
And he poured champagne all over Mana.
He was already on the podcast.
I don't know if that had anything to do with the podcast. But...
There's nothing at all.
I remember him.
We can flex that.
I remember Hove calling Lego and leaving him like a 7.5 minute long voice message,
and then called him back immediately, and he answered it.
Yeah, it was great. Hove had to. It was as if he was like calling mom or dad. He had to like give him the daily update as to every single event that had gone down and on his voicemail, and it was great. But no, we went down to Guardian Con, and that's where hung out. And Hove, I don't want to say he talked me into it. I mean, he just asked if I wanted to be on the podcast, and I said yeah. So like,
it did happen while we were down there. Kinda.
Yeah, I play around and I joke and jest that like you got me drunk and asked me, but like I mean,
no, I forgot because we were out. Down. Do you know how it happened though? I don't know if we ever told you this. It was right when Revolver was ending. You guys, I don't know if you had announced it, but you had told us, and we were at that bar when we left the big meetup and just took all the Rezo people, went to this bar, but we also brought Briar. Because that was before Briar was in Rezo, and we were trying to get him and Claw to hang out. And me and Briar were talking, and we were like, yeah, you know, we've been talking about a host, and we had talked about it, Lego. Like, we had definitely already mentioned Wilson, and we were all drunk, and me and Briar, and he was like, yeah, you should fucking do that. Like, we're done. Like, Wilson's great. You know he's great. Get him. And so, like, we had Briar telling Wilson to join the podcast, and we're telling Briar to join the clan, and then we get home, and both of them happened.
So you're saying Briar egged Wilson onto the podcast? That's awesome.
Absolutely.
He's an enabler. 100%.
Yeah. He peer pressured you.
And
everyone's just peer pressured to join.
And then you got Mana. I would actually say, like, Wilson and Mana were kind of flip-flopped in the way they got on. Wilson we were real tight with, and we were like, let's get him on. Mana, we weren't like, not that I don't want to say like we weren't friends, but like we weren't like close. Like we had maybe talked a couple times.
We didn't play a lot like we did after. Like,
and you
exactly
when you came on, we all kind of afterwards when we were like we should look at another host. We were all kind of like Mana was like we all really kind of like hit it off, even though we didn't know each other real well. And it was a terrible mistake, but here we are.
How did I get here? But who was it that you guys DM'd me on Twitter, I think? And just,
probably. We had no other way to get a hold of you. I didn't have your number.
It was like a weird professional thing.
Oh
like,
yeah, that was Lego.
Like it was the interview. Yeah, I'm just
that's how everything that I do is. Yeah. Everything that I do is like super friend. That's how I got into Resolute to begin with. I sent Claw a message just like that, and he was like, "Oh, this guy's different."
I still don't know how I got into the clan.
I mean, I ignored Clawman for like 2 weeks after he invited me, and then Hobie's like, "Are you in the clan yet?" I'm like, "Oh, maybe I should play with Claw." But yeah, that's how I got it.
So, but yeah, I mean that worked out well because now Man is one of the people that I'm closest with in the clan, and we've hung out in person in Florida and in Ohio and in Pennsylvania in 3 states.
3 states.
Wow. That's impressive. And you've only hung out with Triton at Eden Park.
No, we went to a movie.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to throw Eden Park in there.
Yo, real talk. Real talk. Are you guys going to Eden Park after this?
I don't know. Hove put it out there. We know.
Triton, Hove, are you guys going out? That'd be
one last.
I mean, Eden Park's not closing. Last. Wilson said we should have a reunion episode at Eden Park.
That would be wholesome.
Like an IRL stream.
That would be pretty. YouTube channel content, Hove. Come on.
I can make that.
if the two of you went after the podcast, it'd be wholesome AF. I'm just saying.
Never mind after the podcast.
Well, sometime
we'll
probably
go eventually. Oh,
I'm an old man. I need sleep after this.
Loki wants to know in chat if you're going steady.
Who?
I guess you and Triton.
Yeah, the obvious couple.
Where's he?
I
assumed he meant me
I
and
don't
Mana,
know.
because I was talking about how like Man and I were real close. Now
Oh
we've
right,
hung
3
out in different-
states.
No, we're not. We don't go steady. We don't like to be exclusive. We just fuck.
A lot.
Wow.
Like, and it's not.
And I
steady
want
at
to
all.
one more time apologize to Lego's mother.
Oh my god. I have a few more things I thought of when thinking about like the past episodes.
You know what
and
you should
stuff.
really think about though?
My
Together.
getting both of you on the podcast at all.
Ome Wamu Shindiru. I don't know what the fuck that means.
That's
You didn't even Google.
Yeah, I did.
the fuck is with these words tonight?
I don't know. Man,
Just
gave
remember
us
that, Lego.
words in another language.
You may think
That
you
was-
know what's coming, but Ome Wamu Shindiru.
Who gave you that word?
Who do you think?
Litland knows what
I
you're
know
talking
it's against
about.
the rules, but like I'm breaking all the rules.
Is it's.
Oh, he said it. That's how you say it.
I might not be. It means you are already dead. He
Oh.
just threatened the shit out of you.
So the ending of the podcast is like lost, is what you're saying.
Lost has no fucking rules.
So this is the group. This is like the
Nani?
prequel to this movie. Yeah, Nani.
Nani?
This is like the
Jingoku
prequel
no
to some
Nosuke.
sort of movie where it's like we break up, the squad breaks up, and now Hove is going to be that guy that gets corrupted and just hunts us down one by one.
Didn't we
Starting
do
to
that
get
as
all
a
the
game
weeds
one
I'm
time?
the only
chat.
person. Everyone in chat fucking knows what's going on.
Look at all
Atlas
the
and
leads.
Joey
They
are
all
in
know.
sync.
Oh my god.
Atlas and Joey are
What
like,
the
look at that
fuck?
shit.
See, I knew chat was going to get it. When I said it to you,
Wow.
just seeing your face, you're like,
Damn.
the fuck is this?
Damn, chat
That's
popping
amazing.
off
Who's
right
that?
now.
They know.
Chat is popping off
Wow.
right now.
I'm so embarrassed.
That's incredible.
Of all the things I've done on this podcast, and that's the first time I've said I'm so embarrassed.
Sorry.
That's great.
Also,
uh,
because it's the last episode,
oh,
and I guess I'm Triton's friend.
Aw, it's all come full circle, man.
here we go.
This is wholesome.
God,
as
I'm
fuck.
gonna say it, and everyone's gonna think I'm actually saying it. Mindy is real. That's his word for me. God damn it! No, she's not real.
This whole time.
Clip it and end it right there.
There was a long
I
enough
knew
pause. There was,
Yeah.
there was a, Mana.
There's the Twitter clip right
Yep,
there.
there's enough
it
there's enough
is.
footage for a saucy deep fake, and now we got the audio to go with it.
Yup.
Saucy deep fake. Oh, that's phenomenal, man. Yeah, the
man.
Mindy running bit. That's
Confirmed.
been
Hashtag confirmed.
how long has that been going for?
Oh, like the first
what-
episode.
Since like, yeah,
Yeah.
since like the first.
Wait, really?
episode.
No shit.
It was really, really early. It was like
Trying to
serious.
go.
There was a point where Lego, like, outside of the podcast, was like, "Hey guys, I just want to like talk to you real quick." Hove,
Yeah.
like, I know we joke about this a lot, but like, are you okay with that? Does it bother you that we talk about that? And I was like, why would it
What-
bother
we
me?
had
Like,
no
well, I
idea
didn't know
what
like
he
your
was talking
situation
about.
with Mindy, and I was like, she's not fucking real, Lego. And he was like,
I
oh.
thought she was real.
Weirdest
I had
thing
no
because
idea.
the way Lego approached it, and we were all like, "What are you talking about, Lego? Like, what?" And he was just like really not direct right away about like what we were uncomfortable with, and then it just came out, and he was just like, the Mindy thing, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, how many episodes?" Like,
We wanted to have Sam come on secretly without Hove knowing it, and have Triton be like, "Oh, well, if she's not real, it just so happened that I happened to track her down and get her on the podcast."
To be
And-
fair, you're half right because it was my idea. Actually, I was the one trying to
Right,
get
right.
Sam on.
But yeah, right. But like, it would have been a funny little running bit. But maybe the reunion show at Eaton Park.
there'll be plenty of Mindy's at Eaton Park if we go after the podcast.
And Eaton
Whoa.
Park has an all-you-can-eat salad bar, so you can get all the fucking hippie dressing you want, Wilson.
No hippie
Bro.
dressing.
If it's locally sourced, handcrafted, gluten free, it's hippie dressing for sure.
dude.
I was just about to ask, what the heck is it?
Oh, Anna must have not been on that episode.
No.
Whose was it? Was it Chad?
Chad
was Chad,
Linkus.
yeah.
Chad.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%
God.
Chad.
Somehow we
Yeah,
were
that
just
was-
talking about like ranch dressing, and someone else said they liked some other, and Wilson was like, I don't like any of those. We were like, what the fuck kind of salad dressing do you eat? Or your parents, I think we were talking about.
Yeah, well, no, like, so I went to my parents for, I think it was Thanksgiving, and, like, I was like, oh, you know, I'm gonna have a salad, like, you know, it's a special occasion for me to have a salad, you know what I mean? It's a big deal, all right? So...
No, I feel that. I feel
I
that.
had, yeah, it's a big deal, all right? So...
Oh, did you get the salad dressing, like, the glass container and stuff?
Bro.
Yeah, with like a little bag.
So my parents have all my parents have all these crazy hippie dressings and shit, and I'm like, just give me the fucking not the ranch,
French.
what's like a Caesar. That's what it is. Just give me the classic craft Caesar. And it was a brand new bottle, a sealed bottle, and it was 2 years expired, and I didn't realize it.
Oh.
I even put it on my salad, and I'm like, man, I must be really high because that looks gray. Maybe it's just the lighting. And like I took a bite out of it.
No.
Yeah. Took a bite out of it. And I'm like, Mom, I think there's something fucked up with your salad dressing. And she's like, oh, honey, that's no good. And I'm like, what do you mean it's no good? And I'm like, let me see the bottle. And she's like, no, really, it's fine. And I'm like, let me see the bottle. And it was 2 years expired.
2 years?
So my options were it was still sealed at 2 years expired too. And I just thought it was the lighting, dude. I thought it looked a little gray. You know what I mean? Like a little
he's inspecting him, like, maybe it's just me.
Like,
you know what's the funniest thing about that episode though, and that particular thing that happened was he kept saying hippie dressing, and like we didn't know what he was saying. Wilson kept being like, yeah, no, that hippie dressing, and we were like, wait, hippie dress what? And we were like, what is hippie dressing? And you were like, anything that's not ranch.
That's what it was.
Right. Yeah. Anything that's
like,
not
what?
fucking classic ranch, bro.
I do want to say though, Chad's in chat, and he brought up a good point that he's right. I remember he said, I think it was the episode before me. I caught wind of it and thought you were talking about clothing and fashion.
Oh yeah.
Because I think you made a tweet or the video clip or something was him saying hippie dressing, and Chad was looking at it because he was coming on, and he was like, so what exactly is hippie dressing?
There you have it. Anything that's not ranch.
Well, speaking of hippie stuff, my wife
Oh, now
said
she's a
to
hippie
me-
too?
No, I guess she's watching, and she said she wants to know, is Wilson's vape locally sourced?
Yes, it's gluten-free, handcrafted, locally sourced.
Bethany, did you catch the part where Lego said that he's better than you?
That is
Oh my god, you fucking narc.
Tattletale.
Narking him out, man. We got a snitch cast.
Snitch cast.
There's the return right there. Snitch cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Associated with Domcast.
Associated with, what was yours, Hove, that you were gonna start? The trash cast?
The trash mob. That may
Trash
still be a
mob?
thing.
Yeah.
Keep that under wraps.
Oh, sorry.
Steaks and cakes,
Sorry.
number steaks
It
and
sounds
cakes
like
are
a cool band or something, you know?
The trash
It
mob,
does.
right?
Like,
Or
they
like-
Seriously,
wear,
man,
like,
since you haven't
helmets,
been here,
you hide yourself.
I had talked about.
Oh, no.
I don't know that it'll ever happen, and it won't be anytime soon. But tell me that wouldn't be a good, because trash mob's like video game terminology, you know, and it would be just like a random gaming and pop culture random podcast, like very just broad, whatever we want to talk about. It'd be called the Trash Mob. And that's us, whoever's in it. Boom.
Guys,
I mean,
I just
sounds
want
like
to
a good
say,
time to me.
Better get
I'm
that
very
shit trademarked.
disappointed in all of you, because after you said, did you hear the part where your husband threw you under the bus? She just texted me and said, I did.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. Lego always has wonderful things to say about you.
Oh, thank you. Thank
No,
you.
that's actually a big true. Okay, I'm gonna
Why do you
cut
think
the
I
shit.
said it? Why do you think I said it?
Listen, because sometimes
What the fuck?
sometimes you need a little validation. All right, sometimes we gotta
For real though.
sometimes we gotta proofread your statement. All right, like
Wow, man. Tell me what you really think about me.
I love you, man. That's what I really think.
Aw.
Joey said, I wish he would have replied with, yeah, I equally heard it.
No.
nice.
That would have been good.
That's
That's
good.
the yikes.
That's
Oh,
good.
man.
One more Resolute show that happened whenever we had Lick and Rexmex on together in one episode, and they sang the Destiny theme song as the intro to the episode. It was so good. I don't know how they synced it. Like, it was perfect. Maybe I synced it in post. I
gonna
don't
say,
know.
that's what you do.
It was awesome.
maybe you're perfect.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh,
no,
God.
wait, I made that mistake tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say careful. Lego's like, I'll toot my own horn. Beep, motherfucker.
Calm the hype. Calm the hype.
Yeah.
We got
Bring it down.
Speaking of other couples we've had on, I mean, not actual couples, but
Wait.
we had Rally and Davis on early on.
Yeah.
Why is that
We
funny?
did, yeah.
It's just you mentioned them as a couple.
Well, that's because the first two were couples, and then.
Wait, wasn't there something about putting peeps in the microwave? Was there anything about that? Was that an episode?
I don't remember.
We had a couple
Jamie, this
episodes
sounds
about
terrible.
tried stuff. We tried like weird
Like
things, right?
those
like
sugar
cinnamon
things?
Buns,
Do you
the
guys
cinnamon
put
buns,
peeps?
The orange
Yeah,
cinnamon
no.
Buns.
Do they melt?
Yeah. Do you put peeps in the microwave? Do you guys know what I'm talking
Who
about?
the fuck
The little
does that?
marshmallow.
No.
The little like
I know what you're
sugar,
talking
like
about,
pure
but no.
sugar
Yeah.
puff things. They're
Yeah,
gross.
Those are gross.
They're
Those are
really
gross.
popular around Easter time.
Yeah.
But
Unfortunately.
I agree that, like, yes, I used to eat them a lot when I was a kid. I kind of phased out of them or whatever. But have you legit tried one in the microwave?
No.
No.
Does it get like puffy and like?
You gotta be careful. You gotta like poke little
Squishy?
hole. You gotta poke little holes in it because it's
Do they
like,
explode?
well, you don't want to bite into napalm. You know what I mean? Like it gets a little napalm.
Like a hot pocket.
Let me.
Dude, worse, because Hot Pockets are like molten hot on the outside and like frigid, like
Yeah.
ice cold in the middle. Like,
Well, I guess it's okay. How pizza rolls is what I meant. Like little
Do you-
pockets full of lava.
Do you want to hear
Yeah.
something that I don't think I've ever told anybody ever? It's not embarrassing. It just never came up.
No. Yes.
confession cast.
Wow.
Are we find out what the
So,
cold sores are
I
about?
had a-
Finally?
I had a-
Last episode.
I had an internal battle when I was a child over whether I wanted to eat spinach or I was terrified of spinach.
Okay.
The reason being, when I was very young, my grandmother had just gotten a microwave for the first time. She like was one of those people who refused to ever use it. I mean, they weren't new by any mean. But so Popeye was big, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, Popeye eats spinach. I want to eat some fucking spinach." So I asked her to make me to have
Watch
spinach
your
one
mouth
time.
around your grandmother.
Well,
Yeah.
she thought this would be a good
Yeah,
idea.
let's do it.
Do you remember?
Language.
Do you remember Bacos, like bacon bits? They were like little dehydrated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you
Dude.
put those in the microwave with like spinach, they apparently hydrate and fucking blow up. I was fucking terrified. She took it out like,
Wait.
here you go, and it was these big
Wait,
fucking pieces.
define blow up. Like, do you
Like big?
define? Wait a minute. Do you
Pan or-
bypass the laws of equivalent exchange and make like bigger pieces of bacon out of small pieces of bacon? Is this
Well,
what
no,
this
it's
is?
just like those little dinosaur things that are,
Spinach
when they're
equals bigger
dehydrated,
bacon.
they're real small, and when you put them in water
Yeah.
and sit for a few days, they get bigger because they're. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It kind of did that same thing. It was these tiny little like gravel-sized pieces of bacon, and they fucking blew up into these like quarter-size, big-ass, fuzzy look. I was
Like
terrified.
crouton, like
You're
crouton.
like an
Kinda.
alchemist.
No, I just.
You're like an
Do you not have a
Salad
microwave either?
alchemist.
So wait, let's take this further. You guys want to wrap a pig in spinach to see what happens?
No, that's not what we're
That's-
getting
that-
at.
no,
at
that's
all.
animal
That's like a lot
cruelty.
further, man. That's
Anna.
like just
Will it become
a lot
like
further.
a huge pig?
So you
No.
talk about
Oh.
putting a giant pig. You talk about putting in things in your grandmother's microwave. My
A
grandma had,
Lego-sized pig.
my grandma had these coffee cups that had like little trim of like it, quote unquote gold. It was like, like gold colored metal or whatever. And my grandma would always make tea, right? And sometimes she'd warm it up on the stove, and sometimes she'd just put a cup of water in the microwave. Well, she didn't realize that you couldn't put metal in the microwave.
Oh.
So she put these cups in, and they're fucking sparking up, dude. Like, they're sparking like crazy. And I'm like, Grandma, I'm like 9 years old. I'm like, Grandma, you can't put metal in the microwave. Like, this was a new experience to her. And she's like, oh, how bad could it be? It's only like another 45 seconds or something. My grandma, just go to the other room. Yeah, dude. Like, there's like Lord Raiden in our microwave. Like, arcing bolts of like, they were arcing between the cups. Like,
I cried when I was younger when that happened to me.
Dude.
Me and my friend put something wrapped in tinfoil in there, and all we heard was, and we didn't know what to do, so we just started crying. Dude, we're like 8.
it was a nutty situation. It was my grandma did not give a single damn at all. She was like, whatever, just warm it up for like a
She's
minute.
like, for science.
It's like whatever. I'm 80 years old. If this doesn't kill me, nothing will. Like, you know what I mean?
My grandma got real mad at me at Long John Silver's once
Uh-oh.
because apparently she'd also never been through a drive-through, and I told her, we were sitting at the sign, like looking at the menu, and I was like, told her to stop at the sign, and she was like, no, no. And I was like, no, like you order from this sign. And she like yelled at me like I was playing a trick on her and pulled right past up to the window, and they were like, what are you doing? And she was like, and I was like, I told you to order at the sign. And then she yelled at me like it was my fault.
I figured she yelled at you because you bitched about how everything tastes the same from Long John Silver's.
No, that's why I go there.
I know, dude. It's good.
Mana reminded me as he talked about the expanding large pig of another thing that we talked about. The Lego size chickens and the chicken size Lego Flash. I don't know how that came up one episode, but it was so funny.
It was about the farm. That's why it was about the farm, because there were chickens on the farm.
Talking about the farm, yeah.
It was a farm. And was it something have to do with? Did we do the word thing too? Like that early on?
I was before.
Did it have something to do with that?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It was good though. There was some other word that came to mind. That is a reoccurring theme. Crunchberries with Mark Square. We mentioned him earlier. That was always really funny.
Crunchberries was phenomenal.
I can't think of any other stuff.
Speaking of anyone who didn't know, I mentioned Crunchberries as the cereal, and everyone turned it into an STD that I have.
STD.
Which then became a ETD, electronically transmitted disease.
Right, ETD.
Oh,
yes, electronic.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Why is everyone mad at Thor in chat? I don't understand. What
Don't
happened.
you ever be mad at Thor.
Everybody's
when
mad
you put
at Thor.
When you put the microwave.
Yeah.
Thor doesn't.
When you put two metal cups in the microwave.
I was thinking more of like, Palpatine with unlimited power.
Me
type
too.
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thor's good though.
Wait,
That's
Wilson,
good.
were you talking shit on Hush Puppies?
No, not at all, dude. Hush Puppies are fucking fire.
Oh no, because I was
gonna
agree with you. Hush Puppies are fucking terrible.
I could wait.
No.
Are what?
Hush Puppies are the fucking worst.
Are the worst?
They're fucking so bad.
Oh my, dude, you know what, dude? This is why we can't be on a podcast together. Is because
This is the real reason.
This is listen.
This is the real reason.
We've put on this dog and pony show for long enough. The real reason why we can't do this is because
That's a real phrase.
Nuggets over Hush
Yeah,
Puppies.
dog and
Boom.
pony show.
Joey knows what's up.
Hush Puppies are amazing. You guys, that's like super un-American. That's super un-American.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, dude. That's yikes.
Well, I
Like,
know
going to
we've
some
got.
extremes now.
I know we've got some specific community questions or tweets in remembrance of REZOcast. We have some on Twitter, and then I know Anon had some in our Discord, which, by the way, I hadn't talked about that yet, but we're definitely keeping the Discord open.
Oh yeah.
Because obviously, like, we've had a bunch of people join. We've got quite a few people who are playing Destiny on Stadia there, which is really nice for me because I love playing it on it. I'm gonna talk about it one more time, but like, Stadia has been the easiest Destiny experience for me. I don't know why it's so good when I have Spectrum and their internet's so awful and in and out. So I don't even know how it works, but it works great in my house, and it's so hard for me to go back to play it on PS4. So yeah, there's a bunch of different people in the REZOcast Discord for different groups: Xbox, PS4, Stadia, PC. So we'll definitely keep that up, and maybe do like some community, like PUBG night or something like that.
I mean,
So you said it's easy for you. I know PvP's been kind of a romp, like pretty easy for you.
Oh,
but like,
yeah.
What, like PvE? Like what? Like all the Fallen on Stadia like aren't very good either? Like what do you mean?
No. It's great. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's easy. Like, load times are like,
Gotcha.
like because I never want to go turn on my PS4, because by the time I turn it on and log in, I would have already loaded up, gone to the tower, got all my bounties, went and got half of them done. Like, it's so fast. It's ridiculous.
It is really nice. It is.
So, which if you're playing on PC, forget it. You might as well just play on PC because there's so many benefits. But if you're tired of load times on console, Stadia is awesome.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I will say, when we were talking about, it was really funny. We all got together, minus Mana. Sorry, Mana.
Damn.
The other day to have a little like talk about ending when we decided officially as a group to end the podcast, And there was a
Right.
period during it where we felt really bad.
Oh,
because
yeah.
As we were in a video call like this, I got a notification that somebody joined the podcast or joined the REZOcast Discord. It was like introducing themselves as we were talking about ending it. I was like, I feel like a terrible person now.
Yeah. They were like, hey guys, just looking for a group of people to play Destiny with and, you know, talk Destiny. I was like, oh no. Are we really doing this?
We let off a really maniacal laugh. We were all like kind of cracking up about it.
Yeah.
And we're like, you know, like we got to keep the Discord going and be active
For
in there.
sure. Yeah. And plus, like, we'll all still be on Twitter, like everywhere that you can always find us outside of the podcast. We'll still be all those places. Mana's going to be streaming again. You know, Wilson's going to be streaming his setup. Maybe we'll get Hove to stream something. Maybe he'll do YouTube videos. Maybe I'll make some more. You know, I need to get that new movie, The Week Emblem. It's awesome.
I've been telling you that. You don't listen to me.
Really gone for it yet.
Apologies. Hold on a second.
Are you all right?
We lost Wilson.
Oh my god, he actually
Devil's
died.
Got him.
Yeah.
Devil's lettuce caught up to him.
Oh gosh. So yeah, do we want to? I don't know what Anon says. He said don't read this until the cast. So I have no idea what it says.
Me neither. Can we? You want me to do that?
Yeah. Let's do it.
I was looking up
If
a
you want.
surprise, but I can do it later.
Oh, surprise.
All right, so Anon did the whole spoiler thing. It's a whole bunch of blacked out stuff. First, you want to know is, can we have a Where Are They Now episode in 10 years? And what are your predictions for yourselves or each other when that show happens? Wilson will be a police officer.
What?
Hold on.
Someone calling the cops, man? What? I'm not a criminal anymore. Fuck it. That's since 2020.
Lego will probably be a male escort. Sorry, Bethany.
Yikes.
Shit escalated.
Poor girl's just getting thrown under the bus left and right tonight.
Triton
I know.
is gonna be...
Oh no, he's leaving me for last. This is not good.
Nope.
Triton's
It's
probably
still
still
too
gonna be
late.
like the nice family man talking about stocks and bonds and trading.
He's going to be like a multi-millionaire. He's going to find a way to just
Mhm.
world internet and just make all the money.
Right.
Let's be real.
Mana's gonna be tied up in my basement. I don't know. Yeah, like,
He ran. He just ran. He heard that.
he's on his way. He's on his way to my basement.
Oh god.
Might as well get it over with.
Yeah. Sooner I get in, sooner I get out. Let's do this.
But it's in 10 years. I'll still
That's
be
all right.
here.
It's a quick 10 years.
That's all I got.
Time flies when you're having fun, right? You know what I'm saying?
He's
I didn't
only gonna
expect
feed you
this.
hush puppies.
I didn't expect us all to like go. I thought we would just individually do ourselves, but
Yeah,
that was
that's
way
what-
Oh,
more.
it said
That
yourself.
was way more
It
entertaining.
said yourself and others.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh man. But what about you, Hove? You didn't say yourself.
It's just gonna be, you know.
Hope's going to be a male dominatrix, I guess. He has a sex dungeon, and I'm going to be his only victim.
You know, he described himself and describing you.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just me and him.
Lots and
Wow.
lots of champagne.
That's rough.
I predict Hove's YouTube channel takes off, and
That- There's a better chance of Mana being my sex slave, and Wilson
Wait.
being a cop.
Not a YouTube channel, a Pornhub channel.
Ooh.
No. It'll be like way more analytical of like movies and stuff.
Of me?
Like
Oh.
no, not of you. And he'll take off like that way. Maybe I can't.
Oh my-
The rest of them, I can't. I'm not as quick as you. I can't just run through them. Maybe Mana will become like the CEO of the explosive company he works for.
Hey,
I'm
funny
sorry.
thing.
I
had a
laugh-
couple run-ins with
Yeah,
the
sorry,
CEO.
Lego. We,
There you go.
I'm
we were
sorry.
paying
Someone
attention
just
to
came
chat.
into chat is
Yeah,
straight
yeah.
just dropping bombs on everyone right now.
Oh man.
KJ Hovey himself says last podcast, guess it's time to ban the fuck out of everyone and banned Kami instantly. Fucking poor Kami.
But no, talking about CEO. So I got a couple run-ins with him. All right.
with who?
Nice.
So
The CEO. My
CEO
prediction is true.
The CEO comes down into the building every
Did you
now
hit
and
him
then
with
just
a
to do a
flashbang?
walk around. No, thank God for that. No. But he caught me. Okay, so it was on my break. First of all, before I say anything, it was on my break. Okay, we have 15-minute breaks every 2 hours. He caught me sleeping with all the investors and representatives from Saudi Arabia.
Wait, like you were sleeping with them? Like
No, sleeping in my office.
I thought you meant like he walked in on you like having an affair with all of the investors.
It was a party. Getting ready for the home basement. But no.
What kind of business you running?
I have my own office where I do testings and all that. I test the products and whatnot. And sometimes it's rough on the streets. You gotta take a 15-minute nap every now.
It's hard out here for a pit.
It's rough. But he walks in. It was 9 o'clock. He never comes in at 9 o'clock. He comes in with like 15 people.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it slaps me on the back with like this wad of paper. And I wake up, I'm like, what the fuck? Thinking it was just one of my coworkers fucking with me. It's my CEO and like all the investors, everyone, like they're all like in their nice suits and all like official looking. I'm just like,
were you on break at least or something?
Yeah, I was on break. I was on
okay.
break, so that's why I didn't get in trouble.
Thank God.
And I'm pretty sure he got a kick out of just like the surprise on my face.
Probably.
Yeah, he turned around. He's like, to be fair, this guy's on his break, and I'm just like, the fuck is going on?
Well, that actually reminds me.
Coming to take me away.
Years
Making
ago,
you out to look like Tommy Boy. Like, good lord.
Years ago, when I was
to demo for them after I just got the waking up too.
Oh my gosh.
I was part-time at my job years and years ago, and for whatever reason, there were 3 Brandons working in my store, and so somebody lost their name tag and then took mine, and I got there one day, and I didn't have a name tag. Well, the new guy who was like the head of all of retail was coming into the store because I worked in the number one like sales revenue store in the state. And my district manager came in, and he was cool. He'd yell at you and swear, like fucking around, like he was cool about stuff. He came in, he goes, "Where the fuck's your name tag?" And I was like, "All 3 Brandons are here, and like you haven't made me a new one yet. Like, what do you want me to do?" And he was like, "Well, Dale's coming in today. Just put on a name tag. I just don't want him to come in and see my employees without name tags." And I was like, all right. So I put on fucking Dave's name tag, and my stupid ass DM decides that while I'm over there working, he's going to bring Dale over to meet me. Not like, "Oh, I want you to meet Brandon." I'm just like, "Oh, this is one of our employees. This is and he goes, "Oh, this is Dale, the new head of retail." And I said, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Brandon." And I see him go like, and like look from me to my name tag, and he was like, "What did you say your name was?" And I looked at my name tag that said fucking Dave. No. And my DM is standing behind him with his fucking head in his hands like, "You asshole." And I was like, well, that probably says Dave, but my name's Brandon. I must have grabbed the wrong name tag." And he's like, "Oh, okay," and just like walked away. And my DM's like, he like walks away. He turns around and mouths to me. He's like, "You motherfucker!" And I was like, "What? Like you told me to put on a different name tag."
Just following orders. That's crazy. Yeah, get wrecked, Dave, says Littman.
You said DM, and I immediately thought I was like, "You're dungeon master?" Like,
oh my god.
No, that's what I'm gonna be. Never mind.
It's a dungeon.
Ahead, like
dungeon master.
Talk. Okay.
Yeah, but he's gonna be your dungeon master.
Unfortunately.
That's my prediction for Triton. Is
he's gonna be a dungeon master.
Yeah, I remember D&D campaign 10 years from now, like that. That's like he's gonna be just
by Hove as dungeon master.
Like the most famous. Like everybody wants to get into this.
Get back in the dungeon.
This particular campaign.
Damn it, Bobby, get back in the garage. It's like a whiplash.
That's a really tough question to say, like, where I see myself in 10 years.
Yeah.
Because if you'd have asked me, like, 10 years ago where I thought that I'd be, or, like, I don't know, man. That's a tough question. Hopefully the same place. Hopefully just up to the same bullshit, man. I don't know. As I get older, change sucks. Not really a fan of it. I'm pretty content with the life that me and the lady have created thus far. So hopefully in the same spot, man. Just like chilling, hanging out with friends.
Higher.
Yeah, definitely higher. Always.
Nice.
Yeah, 100%. And then hopefully still doing glass out of the garage, like expanding the studio, like just getting new and more toys, like investing back into doing the glassing again. It's gonna be great, dude. I'm so excited to have my own studio, just have my own space and talk to everyone in chat while I'm doing it, show some people who have maybe never seen some things made out of glass before, and So I mean, it's hard to say where I see you guys in 10 years. Hopefully still, chatting with you guys and still calling each other friends, and hopefully you guys are in a better place than I am. I wish the best for my friends. Like I am. Hopefully Mana makes that out of that pension quicker than 10 years.
I have a countdown.
I see
10 years, man. I'm breaking out.
I see Triton having some big important job on ESPN.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
Gets to maybe like a 30-minute segment where he gets to crunch numbers and
people like really care too.
Because like we joke about him being a number cruncher, but like Triton actually is an extremely brilliant person when it comes to numbers and stuff. Like
awesome.
Yeah, genius.
Oh, here's that
jealous,
Kumbaya
dude.
shit again.
Well, that's the thing. Like, we always shut Triton down, with a lot of stuff that we don't understand. But there are like so many people who, when he does talk, like that would be like, this is like such great information that I would actually need. I will also
say though that I feel like Triton also knows that that's like part of the bit. Like, just like the whole Mindy is real thing. You guys kept saying she is, and I say she's not. Like, the funny part is saying, like, Triton, no one gives a shit. Fuck you. Like, I wouldn't actually say that.
Somewhat, though. But, like, also, like, I thought you were saying, like, legitimately nobody cares.
No, I said it's part of the bit. Yes, like, that's, like, the joke.
But also, he legitimately does bring, like, stats and stuff whenever you were able to bring it into Destiny over stuff that, like, when we'd have Windler on, and he would have some opinion about something, and then you would bring back, well, actually, the stats of, I would like to see, like, the difference between the way these different, matchmaking and things work, or, comparisons over time that Windler had done himself versus what you would think would be the actual facts you would need. That kind of stuff was interesting.
It's intense. Your participation.
We never did really do that either. I guess that
we talked about it, but
we did never get too far into that conversation.
No.
Wendler was using those aggregated statistics, and I always push because I know that a lot of their algorithms were based on, like, Nate Silver did a lot of like electoral kind of predictions based on a lot of numbers like that. And I think there was a lot of things with, like Destiny Stats, I think was one of the sites that did that. And I always pushed for like tempo free statistics as it chose to apply to all of our matchmaking, right? So instead of looking at things like total kills, you looked at like kill rate. So that could determine like maybe your play speed, things like that. That could always be adjusted to kind of find the best matchmaking, right? So you wouldn't have to put like campers in the back versus people who always like to push. You would know that based on more tempo-free statistics over a massive amount of time. So we didn't ever talk about those things, but I always thought that was a really cool subject. I do think aggregated statistics make sense in a lot of other places, but I do think that the tempo-free stuff would have been cool to go down, especially because when I found out Nate Silver was involved with some of those algorithms, I think that was really cool, because I think he's done a lot of good things when it comes to predicting elections and things like that. So, which I do feel like people generally care about, right? The elections, I think that's
for sure. I'm voting next time around. You bet your butt. Just because I've never voted before. I'm always the person that never votes and always complains. So I'm gonna change that. So
make the change.
Nice.
Yeah, so I can say I voted. I can complain.
Oh, I will also
just so you can say that.
Yeah, just so I can say that. Yeah, might even just vote for the losing party so I can say that.
To finish off the 10 years thing, I could be like playing a game with my 10-year-old kid in 10 years.
Well,
that's crazy.
Listen,
I hope you are.
Mana is going to become the next Tony Stark. Mana's going to become the next Tony Stark because he's working with a company legally. I'm going to stress this: legally making things that go boom.
Yeah.
And so he's going to become like the next Lockheed and Martin and like just shut it all down. Like Mana might solve world peace. If he works his way up through this, he might just be able to shut it all down. Hove, I'm with you on this, Lego. Hove is going to be as big as First We Feast on YouTube. He's going to have his own thing where they sit down and they have awesome food, and he has awesome interviews with incredible people throughout pop culture. Triton, we already know that Triton's a good parent, but the thing I was going to say for you, Lego, is 10 years from now, I see you being an awesome parent and enjoying time with your newborn. So,
it's not going to be a newborn in 10 years.
Newborn.
They'll always be your kid.
We should keep going. I like this.
Maybe it's another newborn in 10 years.
Oh.
No? Okay, maybe not. Never mind.
No comment.
Too soon. Too soon. we actually going around? Who else?
Did you go, man?
Man
on Triton.
That's why I'm like,
The dungeon master thing, I wasn't sure where we were on that, so I wasn't sure if that was Mana's turn.
We're expanding on Hove's 10 years, so Triton, you go first. Like,
okay.
I
Well,
what the fuck to say.
in 10 years for Hove, I genuinely think, as someone who's gotten to know him, I think probably more than anybody else on not just the podcast, but also in the community, because we live close together, always was very impressed. I think Hove would really do something for you if you really needed it. And I think that comes down in friendships a lot. Like, not necessarily give the shirt off your back, but if you needed a ride at 3 a.m. somewhere, I think Hove's the kind of person that you could call, maybe more so than somebody who I've known perhaps longer than Hove. And I always feel like, whether that be in his life or other relationships, that eventually he's rewarded for that. So I really hope that Hove kind of finds someone in his life that will also return that type of and reciprocate that type of friendship that he's given, I think, to all of us to a degree. So that would probably be my hopeful 10-year prediction for Hove.
He's really making you feel like a dick, Hove. Like, after everything he's ever said to him.
Dude, that was wholesome. That was wholesome as fuck. Continue.
That was a very wholesome revenge.
Yeah. Oh, that was sweet.
I think the same thing for most of you guys, or for all you guys, really. I think, for Wilson, same way. We've had a lot of good conversations, especially, things regarding, your family and things like that. And you've always been the kind of person who would reach out and send a DM when you thought something was up. And I think that says a lot about somebody. I think in this community, I don't know. I don't say I don't value, but I really believe there's, sometimes like a veneer layer between what's a friendship and what's just an acquaintance here, because the people that you meet online don't necessarily bear the burdens of your actual life, and they don't really feel the weight of what goes on 24/7 with you. But I feel like there are some people who reach out, and they do have those conversations, and Wilson's certainly one of those people. So, hopefully, you and Sam continue to be those kind of people. And I would hope that would be, and if you choose to start a family, I think that'd be awesome. We've never ever talked about that, but if not, keep on doing what you guys are doing, solid people. Obviously Lego, hopefully your family expands, you and Bethany. I think it's been great to have, conversations with you, mostly over the phone. Actually, I think we do a lot of phone conversations, and
late
really trying to, not always late at night, but maybe just trying to,
not always
along the way, kind of
sometimes.
As Lego walks in, in your faith and those things and down your path, I think we've been able there to encourage each other. So that's been important. So hopefully, you still find time to do those things, and you can impart those into, onto your family. Hopefully not just one child. I mean, if it's in the cards for you, Lord bless you with more, that apply to everything. And, I think for Mana, hopefully, and I guess I've probably got to know Mana the least. Time together, but
you two were always fighting. You
try to dodge me every time I'm on, and you dodge, and then when I'm not there, you're always there. Like, come on, man.
Well, I'm really envious. I hope Mana keeps his hairline and full head of hair for 10 years. I think that'd be very impressive if that's the case.
I would like that too.
But no, I think the biggest thing why the dynamic worked is, I think, we always respected, more so than just understood, the life balance that we all had. And I think, Mana certainly a part of that as well. So, I think the friendships and everything else, I think hopefully, the goodness that we've
stopped that hairline for me. That's it.
Mana, you can, find someone to, kind of appreciate that as well. So that would be my prediction for the four of you.
Mana's looking very Anthony Kong fan today with the hair and everything.
Yeah.
I think, Wilson mentioned it for me. I think, anything I can do to continue allow my kids to
nice word.
Realize their dreams, I think I would obviously want to support that, as they'll all be pretty close to college age. So whether they choose that for their life or not, continue to give them the tools to achieve whatever they do want to take out of life. So that'd be important to me. But in a real Triton moment, I think if we do look at the next 10 years, we could probably estimate that if GDP grows between 1.6 and 1.9%, we'll avoid boom bust cycles, which could spark another recession over the next 10 years. So that would be pretty important, right? Although, we also could look at, again, we've talked about healthcare, right? And we have some people, I think, that work in there a little bit. But if, at least 10 million people between now and 2029 drop healthcare, which, by the way, those are going to be the most healthy people that likely will choose to drop healthcare, that's going to push healthcare costs onto everybody else. So as people pick more options that are likely pay out of pocket because they're not sick, that could have an adverse effect. Housing should
sounds awful.
Hashtag butt plugs for Mana.
Okay, just saying.
Just saying.
I just want to say, to Triton's point, no matter how he and I interact on the podcast, our friendship was solidified one night outside of Eaton Park, watching a certain youth video.
Oh gosh, I don't want to.
We can't talk about it on the podcast, but it was really funny.
It was awesome. Also, why we don't go back to that Eaton Park. So
yeah. The only other thing I want to say, because this person did come in chat, and we had kind of mentioned some of the people that we've had on the podcast that were in chat. Hovey just showed up, which was really funny because I think the last time he was in our chat, he showed up, banned someone, said, "Lamau, get fucked," and we didn't hear from him again. And he kind of did the same thing.
That's exactly how that went down.
Do you remember that?
Actually.
He just showed up, like, banned someone and said, "LMAO, get fucked." And we were like, haha, hey, Hovey, and he never answered us. But I just want to say,
that's exactly how that went down.
Hovey being another person that was on, before we get to Mana's Dungeon Master shit, we had a lot of fun when he was on. And one of the things that I always still remember about Hovey, way before we had a podcast, I honestly don't know if I'd ever even spoken to him. Maybe going into his chat once in a while. But when, coming up on 4 years ago now, when my mom passed, he was one of the I hadn't even told anyone, I hadn't told a bunch of people. A couple people knew in the clan. Hovey DM'd me he was one of the first people to reach out and say hey man, if you need anything, I'm really sorry. And we weren't close by any means. So that was something that, to speak to how good of a guy and a good guest he was, that was something that always kind of stuck out for me. So also, Hovey, get fucked, but thank you.
Hovey's the reason me and Sam got into Rezo. Well, you too, Hove, as well.
Yeah.
Hove and Hovey both all recommended
their
me
powers
and Sam.
combined.
Well, to be no, I reached out to Colin and said, hey, I already know that I gave someone a recommendation. I was like, but Wilson and Sam are great, and all he said was, I know, wink face, and it's because Hovey, being Hovey, we were all allowed to recommend one person, and Hovey said, I'm recommending Sam and Wilson. Fuck you.
He doesn't play by the rules, all right? It's his show. Listen, first of all, man, I know it's your turn to go, but I'd like to take the time to thank all of you.
Go ahead. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell to say, honestly.
I would just like to say, I know you haven't gone yet, so it's still time, but I appreciate you guys not saying jail and or prison for me 10 years from now.
No, gosh.
This is great. I'm feeling really confident about the future.
I liked Joey pointing out that legitimately Triton could be a grandpa by the time 10 years rolls around.
I know, that's a scary proposition, actually, barely being in my 30s to think about being
a
grandpa.
You got the hairline.
It is going. It is.
Take it easy.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah, Wilson, I have a few things to say too, but I'll let.
No, I can go last.
What about prison?
You are last. You're the last one.
I got something else to say. No. Okay. So no. I got something. Triton sparked a few things in me as I was thinking, because I was thinking about this before we started about just y'all's different characteristics of what made REZOcast, and I think it's really cool that my vision for what the show should be didn't happen, because I had kind of a different vision entirely when I started the show, and it became something. No. It became something different. But in the best way possible, because I feel like it's a good reflection of the clan Resolute and how diverse in the kinds of games we like how much we mess around with each other, how much we don't stay on topic. That is what our clan is like. If you go in, it's not very sometimes we're talking about Destiny, sometimes we're talking about other games, sometimes we're just taking selfies, or there's sections of our Discord that are just for horror movies, for me and Kales, stuff like that.
Oh, not Chad Lantis though. Because as we learned on Twitter the other day, he hates horror movies.
Yes, Chad. Shame on you. But as I was thinking about what this podcast has become and the dynamics that we have, it just made me think of the different characteristics that each of y'all have brought to the table. And Wilson, with you, I mean, obviously, just the diehard. I'm gonna show up to every episode, no matter what, is always there, always playing Destiny, always in it, even if it's kind of slow and I'm gonna take it easy this week. You're at rank 50 at the beginning of the season already. I know you wasn't quite rank 50, but I know you're gonna hit it hard.
No, it was 50, 55. You're right.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay. And so I know you're always consistent, gonna be there, every time. Hove. Even though I know I talk about running the production around stuff, Hove has always been the Twitter boss first and foremost. But he's also always been the one to stream it. And he's hardly just like Wilson. While Hove's been more in and out of Destiny, he has also been consistently streaming this podcast. Like, I can think of very few episodes where he's missed. Because those are the episodes where me or Mana or Wilson are like, how do I stream again?
I did it once and I fucked
I
it
think
up.
all three of you did it once. One time I did
Like
this
once.
shit in a suit.
Yeah, I know, and that's the picture
That was
I
that was
used
Joey's episode,
for
wasn't
the
it?
image. Do what?
Was that Joey that was on when I was in the suit?
I think so. Yeah. That was the image that I used for the announcing the ending. Was you in a suit?
Oh, I didn't even notice
By
that.
the way. But yeah, always like right there. Always the one who I'm bouncing. Always okay. Here's best how to put it. Always the one kicking me around, getting me to do the things I'm supposed to do this podcast when I'm just like not doing them, because like I said, we don't do this for money or no ads or anything like that. So when I'm slacking at some point, like Hove is the one who's like texting me like, hey man, like, are you gonna do that thing? Not in a bad way, but like
I always feel like it because Lego's the
not.
nicest person, and I always.
But I need that in my life. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm more of the dream, like let's make all these things happen, but no follow through kind of person, you know. So it's been amazing. And plus, me and Hove just like I feel like have grown really close over the course of this.
I
Like,
touched Lego's
I
butt
can-
physically.
a lot of people did at
Twice.
GuardianCon, actually. I felt very uncomfortable.
Physically versus emotionally.
Like people say, like, "Oh, come to chat and get butt touches." Like, no, I actually with my
Oh,
hand touched his
okay.
butt. Go ahead, Lego. I apologize.
So not that close of friends. What was I saying? No, yeah, no, we really have like become really good friends through all this, to the point where you can tell me stuff like that, like, hey, you need to do this or that, and I really appreciate that. And Triton too, on that same note, is someone else who I feel like through our phone calls and talking about similar things in our life, like faith and stuff like you were talking about, and family, and somebody that I would ask advice to, honestly, one of the first people I think of asking advice to if I have a family thing come up. And so I really appreciate you always being open and be able to challenge me in those ways. Something similar that we'd share, I feel like, that you mentioned. And Mana too, someone who, like Hove was saying, like when we talked to you at GuardianCon, it was kind of one of those things. Well, it was really the first podcast we had you on. We were like, man, this guy just clicks with us so well. And we were kind of like, I don't think he'll ever do it though. I don't think he'll want to like commit to like a podcast that's like.
It's funny because
know-
our thought then was, oh, I mean, he's like a pretty big streamer. He's not going to have time.
Well, not only that, but like just like it's something to commit to something every week, you know, or even just everyone, you know, just to be there and to be on stream and commit that time is a big deal for a streamer or YouTuber. And so when we asked you to come on weekly as a host, we were like, he probably won't say. And we didn't even think about asking at first, and then stayed at the same house at GuardianCon, and we were all like, this is awesome. Like, we all got along so well with Mana, just like we did on the podcast in real life, you know. So like, we should ask him.
That's
And then
right.
we're
I
like,
forgot I wasn't even, like, when we flew to Tampa together, I didn't even really know you at that point.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we were like, oh, we are good. This does work well. We should invite him to the podcast. He probably won't say try, you know. And man, yeah, I kind of want to do a podcast. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
We're like,
I was actually pumped. I'm like, holy shit, I'm being asked to be on. I've never been on a podcast before. This is cool. Like, sure, why not? Let's do it. What's the worst that
Yeah.
can happen? I say something stupid, you guys kick me off.
The
Yeah,
worst
I
that
mean,
can happen is you now have to tell us where we're all going to be in 10 years.
I know,
Yeah.
this got really sappy, and I kind of regret being last because I can't like meet expectations. Now, what the hell am I supposed to say? I'm just going to make up the most
Make him
random
up.
scenarios.
I didn't say anything.
Like, no. So
Triton's
going
going to be a cat lady in 10 years. That's what I should have said.
I
Yes.
love my cats.
So, I mean, that could be a possibility. You have an army of children, and you have to have steeds for them.
He's going to be like
Okay,
Willard.
so what's
Remember
going to
that movie?
happen? You're going to have an army of cats for steeds for your children. No, but reality. So he's very analytical, and he's really good at that shit. I feel like you're going to turn into like some sort of like Zion in the future. Okay, like you're going to create the Matrix. That's why you're going to like some sort of like put your intelligence into like this mainframe, and you're going to be like this collective, like, I don't know how to word it because I'm not as smart as you, but like,
We can't
Let's
talk about
just
that
leave it at that.
blockchain technology.
but that's all going to be like 10 years. 10 years is
Blockchain.
going to be like how it's going to start. Okay. And then the Matrix is going to happen. It's just going to get real. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with Hove being the Neo. All right, because he just thinks outside the box, and he's going to be the one to break out. He's going to think of some. He's going to think of some sort of stupid shit that gets him broken out of the Matrix.
Fuck yeah!
Like, it's going to be the weirdest thing ever. Like, this is going to be like beyond rated R content.
You guys are really nice. Really cool. I like you.
Like, just picture, like, chat. Hove is going to be the one, and it's going to be weird. Okay, and then we're going to go to. I don't know who to talk about next.
It's okay,
I feel like
man.
I need to talk about Wilson.
It's okay. You could say prison.
Wilson.
Yeah, man.
I'll get back to you in a second.
I'll be here, man.
Lego. You're gonna have like 7 children in 10 years.
Oh my gosh.
Lego is gonna be like a baby factory. I see it.
Why would you wish that upon me?
Did this face cam just turn off for any of you guys too?
Yeah,
for a second. Well, it takes 2, so somebody else might have a say. In
Are you gonna allow your children to call me Uncle Hove? I think you should.
Uncle Hove.
Listen. I can speak from experience.
Yes.
Every family needs one crazy uncle.
I'll be a crazy uncle.
That's what I'm saying.
So like all 4 of us.
Crazy uncle.
Listen,
all 4 of you.
I'm crazy as Alpha Asian.
Listen, I'm
not
crazy.
My real name ever.
Crazy Uncle Wilson to a lot of my friends because like I'll be the example. Like, oh, you crazy Uncle Wilson. Like you'll go nutty if you know what I mean. So like they always use me as an example. Sad as that may be, but like Hove can be the crazy uncle in your family that you always refer to.
Anyways.
Go ahead, because after this, I haven't read it yet, but I unblocked.
You blocked someone?
No. I unblocked Anon's things.
Okay.
It's his predictions for all of us.
That'd be awesome. All right,
I was like, whoa, who'd you block? That's juicy.
Wilson, you're going to keep on smoking weed. You're going to smoke more.
Don't smoke weed, kids. You'll end up like old Uncle Wilson, says Joey.
Yes. Your DNA is going to change, and you're going to become the very thing that you were inhaling. And then you're going to become a new sort of human being is going to just appear. All right, this starts.
You watch way too much fucking anime.
Basically, he's saying to Nani. Basically, he's saying that I'm gonna become plant matter.
No, you're going to become pretty much like Groot, but you're not just only going to say Groot. So,
is this what the movie Annihilation is like?
That movie's way too smart for me to understand. Like that shit was crazy.
So is Care Bears.
Be like Groot, but instead of saying
the Wilson strain.
Instead of saying I am Groot, I'm just gonna say things like dude. Man, bro. It's not far off from right now. So I think you're on the
So
side.
not only is he going to change, like the matter of which he is, he's going to change it to pretty much weed. But he's also, because of that, he can create weed in an instant, whatever strain he wants. Pretty much, you guys are going to become sort of superheroes or supervillains. Train is.
I like this.
I don't know if you're a superhero or a supervillain, but you're pretty much like Skynet / Zion.
Maybe he's like Megamind, where he like is a villain, but then he realizes. Did you ever see Megamind? It's a good movie.
Yeah,
no,
Megamind's
yeah.
My kids really like
I
it.
love Megamind. I do have a slight change for Wilson. It's kind of a prediction / projection of my hopes. You know how you said, Wilson, you're still going to just be there being you in the same place? I would like for all of that to be true with Sam, Games, Glass Studio, but nothing would make me happier than to see you living and smoking weed on a houseboat.
Oh,
houseboats would be dope, dude. That would be like my go-to. That would be my go-to escape during like an apocalypse.
Like a floating farm / like
any apocalypse. Get on a houseboat and go. Like you're good. Like,
no, man, you wouldn't even take it anywhere. You would just be that, like, you just live on. You'd fucking walk outside with like no shirt on, smoking weed, like, dude.
Kind of like Waterworld. Like, have you seen that movie?
There's a big ass river like 200 feet from my house. I wouldn't have to go far with
That's
it.
what I mean.
What if?
Just take your house and put it on
anchor
water.
town. Yeah, just put it on flotation devices.
What if Mana in 10 years is like, you know how like blends himself like between Banner and Hulk? Like Mana tries to create the Manigator, like, and blends himself with his online personality.
So you're saying he's gonna be like the Fly?
Yes,
like Jeff Goldblum in the
That
Fly.
didn't end too well for Jeff Goldblum.
Nope.
So, am I going to be more alligator than human? Am I going to just be like
in between, a true Manigator?
is the upper half or lower half of me that?
You're still gonna have a tiny penis.
Watch The Lighthouse. You'll understand.
But is it
how
alligator or human?
I don't know. All right.
Is this how we're going to stop it on my predictions?
Yes.
Let's read Anon's addictions.
This ought to be
Anon's
good.
addictions? Anon, what are you addicted to?
Is that like a new passage? Is that like some new lore that came out?
So,
good.
You were done, right, man? In all seriousness, you went through everyone.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with, honestly. I just Lego 7 children. You're kind of chill. You're very successful though. I can really go on. I have a really like crazy imagination.
You have very
I was
successful seed.
I was thinking about making you a superhero as well, but then I feel like I'm just going to make you like an ordinary dad. But like, no, I'm going to stop it there because I was going to keep on going again.
Wait, Hove, an ordinary dad?
No, Lego.
No.
Oh, Lego. I know.
Well,
I would be a great fucking dad.
You would be. You would be.
You're in the far future breaking out of the Matrix. You ain't got time for that shit.
That's true.
Okay?
That's true. I got shit to do.
Right.
Hove would make a
He's
good
fighting.
dad.
He's fighting Triton.
I'm
and
the
Triton's
normal
HQ
dad.
is in Eaton Park. Okay. That's where Zion is.
The hidden
All right.
layer.
Everybody's saying ordinary dads are the truth. So.
Aw. That is a big true.
That's true.
Holy shit.
You know what?
Damn, Chad.
Listen,
real
everybody
dad.
felt the need to defend Lego against that inane comment. Meanwhile, we've been over here fucking telling Manny he has a little penis, all kinds of crazy shit. Nobody cares.
Roasted. You guys invited me back for the last episode.
And everybody's like, yeah,
Get
he's
out
real.
of me.
Listen, I just wanted you to know, I got Manna to say stink finger and suck Bill fatty puss in like one episode, so you're welcome. So
was
Anon's
something.
predictions for 10 years. Lego's first.
Thumbs are equal.
Lego will be retiring from his 10-year-long career as a male model, which is clearly the reason behind the ending of this show. And honestly, I couldn't be more proud. Do nudes, but only tasteful ones.
Listen, to elaborate, low key, Lego is the most handsome one of us, and we had to have a group before we had this meeting about like wanting to go our separate ways, ending the podcast and this and that. We actually had to have a team meeting about Lego's deep V's and that they were just too sexy.
Thought about wearing it.
Yeah, Triton ran the statistics, and we just felt very inferior to the deep V.
Listen,
so
when I
there's
see
a lot more female viewers when he wears the.
When I see Lego's that profile picture, that one he even posted it and then said, "Oh guys, haha, I was just testing out my camera."
Yeah,
he did the like that was before that was way before the felt cute might delete later. Lego pulled that. That picture still makes me wet to this day.
Yeah,
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Yes,
I
you
know
do.
Yes, you do.
No,
that
you
was a
don't.
great picture. It was like
You posted it in selfies and everything, and just
You were
like
like
tweeted it.
low-key flexing. You were low-key flexing how good you are at photography. You're like, I was just testing some
Freaking
things.
Yeah, everyone was like,
gorgeous.
"Oh my god, Lego, that's serious!" Like everybody was like, in all seriousness,
that's
that's
a
like a
great
really
picture.
fucking good picture.
Yeah.
You were like,
Listen,
"Oh, hee, I was just testing my camera."
I just woke up. My hair's a mess. No,
Feels
listen.
cute, might delete later.
Very comfortable with my own sexuality. It was Lego was gorgeous.
Oh my god,
in
it's
that
like
picture.
seriously,
It was
that picture
professional
is
as fuck.
something.
Yes.
I was dead serious. It's fucking. I would
Were
have.
you on Vogue?
I have
'Cause you should've been.
I have had sex with that picture.
No.
Whoa. That one.
Anon's next
Moving on.
prediction is for
Gotta
Wilson.
end the cast now.
Oh god, I'm terrified.
Wilson will now become renowned for his glass blowing skills, accumulating a small fortune which he will use to completely get off the grid. He appeared
man.
he appeared on the episode, but through a highly secure line.
Yes.
Also, Joey again. Joey kills it. He would fit in here too. Sorry, Lego's mom. Oh, that's right. If you were listening, I did not actually have sex with a picture of your son.
Oh no.
Bethany, I also did not have sex with a picture of your husband. I'm so sorry.
I can't do it. Time
Great
out.
conversation starters. Okay, your next family meetup, Lego. Great conversation starters. Nothing's going to be dull.
I'm so
I'm
sorry.
sweating.
All right. Triton. Triton became the best damn president the country has ever seen. His lectures on, well, everything that's too smart for me to know are repeated in classrooms all over America.
Big true.
Nice.
Actually,
Very
can't be.
true. Well
I actually
done.
can't be president. I was born outside the United States. Not that I would ever care to be, but that's immediately ineligible.
Same. That's why I can't be president either.
DJ said, "Well, REZOcast is back on since Hove's a homewrecker."
Oh shit!
Mana,
That's too much.
Mana made a name for himself in the porn industry. Specifically the niche category of stepmom under the alias Mama Gaper.
Oh my god!
Okay, this porn.
Yeah,
shit.
I gotta talk about this too.
So hold on a second. This is funny because at work,
I gotta talk about this.
This is going to be completely coincidental, or else I accidentally live or work with Anon somehow, and he knows this shit. My stepmom got me in to where I work. Okay. And one of the I only missed one day so far, and she went around and told every building that I hurt myself making porn.
Oh my god! Are you serious?
Like,
and everyone believed it.
How did he guess that?
Do you know this? Because that is weird. Like, my bosses asked me about my porn injury.
I was gonna say,
coworkers, everyone was laughing,
that is so
snickering at me when I walked in because I was limping. Yeah, I was hurt. I was limping, and everyone just. I was like, "Why is everyone laughing at me? You son of a bitches! Like, I'm hurt. Damn it!" Like, this. And dude, that was legitimately. She went around and told everyone that I was like making porn and like I hurt myself on a pole or something.
Were you making porn?
No,
Hope. Let's just get down to the.
But that is completely coincidental. Like my stepmom, literally, she got me in to this spot.
That's
like,
so crazy, man.
I don't believe in coincidence, man. I'm with you. Anon. Listen, if there's anyone I know that was the closest thing to a hacker, it's Anon.
It's Anon.
Are you just saying that because his name's Anon?
No,
like
dude,
anonymous?
Listen, he's crazy smart, dude.
Well, yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe he is actually anonymous, and he like hacked into the mainframe of where I work, and he saw everything that happened.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know his name, so he is anonymous.
If anyone's a hacker, it's Anon.
Hey, I gotta tag on to the mama thing real quick because every time I don't know what happened, but it started because there was a episode title where we called it Mama Gator because my phone at some point every time I would type mana to Hove like text or DM to in the Twitter DMs, it would just correct it to mama, and I just never fixed it, and so it keeps saying mama every time. And so when I texted Hove even about you coming on the show, Mana, I texted him like, did we get mama on? Like every time I text him. And
I assume you do it on purpose now.
No, it's not. It just does it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's purely my phone. I just had to bring that up. It's so good.
All right, and finally,
we found out who Anon is, by the way.
He's his stepmom.
My stepmom. It makes sense at that point.
Which would be weird though, because he just said he predicts that you will be in stepmom porn.
It's weird.
Pretty close.
My future is all sorts of weird at this point. It branches off, and I'm trapped.
Maybe it's even more of a coincidence because maybe I'll pretend to be your stepmom while you're in the sex dungeon.
Oh my goodness!
So you're going to pretend to be Anon?
This is no longer.
Wow, this is like Inception now.
This is bad.
This is no longer a niche category.
What is it? We're meta.
All right.
This is no longer a niche category.
Finally, I haven't read any of these. This is my first time reading all of these.
Yeah.
Hove immediately after the show won the lottery. I would fucking love to win the lottery.
Wow.
Bought the thick house, promoted Mindy to manager, and proceeded to marry her. God damn it, Anon.
Oh, yes! That's wholesome.
Yes, Anon.
That is wholesome.
They live. It gets better. They live happily ever after, or happily together, running the thick house, and are planning an addition to it called Steaks and Cakes.
Nice.
That was a good prelude.
That was a good. That was a good
Very well
memory
done.
from the podcast.
That was
too.
deep.
Yeah.
I forgot. I still think that's a great fucking idea. I really do.
That's a long time listener right there.
Yes.
Everyone has a good happy ending. Mine just ends in everything weird.
Dude, you're a porn star.
I mean,
Inception.
Let's said the
style.
branches they go off on are more deep than the corridors of time.
It's true.
Listen, I just want you guys to know, it took the entire community how long to get from the beginning to the end of that puzzle? Lego does that every time I start talking. That same distance. He does it himself to get us back to the topic.
I do.
Right?
Yeah, the corridors of time was nothing compared to getting this podcast back on track.
You real talk though, like I hate to get kind of mushy, but Lego, you did a great job hosting the podcast, dude. Keeping us on track, keeping conversation relevant, and finding interesting things for us to talk about every week. So
yeah, we wouldn't have made it without you.
I think we should give a salute to the captain here. And
if you guys don't fucking clap.
Okay, golf clap.
Golf clap.
All right, motherfucker.
That's why are we clapping? We're all holding hands, standing here. Okay. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I really do. It's been fun though. It's been fun getting to know y'all better because it has produced a different kind of bond with the people that you podcast with. I didn't expect. I've never done a podcast before either, except for like I did a horror podcast. Horror movies. Horror. Scary movie podcast with my wife.
Wow.
He was just pumped.
And so that was fun for a little bit, but that was just like very low key, and that kind of branched out into starting this. And it's been fun. Yeah, I didn't realize it would produce these kind of relationships, or these kind of friendships and friendships within the community. Like the guests that we have on, you continue those conversations, you continue those relationships. Even, I have to mention it, I hate to mention it.
No,
but
don't do it.
I got to our back and forth against our enemy DCP. But for real, I love those guys.
I thought you were gonna say Winnie. I was gonna say please don't.
Winnie, yeah, Winnie too.
DJ just said real quick in chat. I love how Hove gets the lotto, a lady, and any successful restaurant franchise, and Mana gets STDs. Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, no, even DCP, those guys, I know Briar like even helped get Wilson on the show, and in turn we got Briar into Resolute. We had Pope. We started this podcast at a time in which Pope had dropped out of DCP for a little bit. It was like, I think Planet Destiny back then. I can't remember exactly the timeline.
Yeah, we actually predate the Destiny Community podcast by 3 weeks.
Yeah, and so he was out of that. Too Loud and Zero had stopped doing their Destiny thing with it was Dad's a Destiny podcast back then. Now they have a new Dad's a Destiny podcast. Back then that was theirs. And then there was one other Rezo person somewhere. Mesa Sean was on
Guardian
Radio, and they had just ended too. And so there was no one doing, or it was before they ended, but Mesa wasn't on yet. But there was no Rezo people doing a podcast, and so it was like starting this up was just this crazy thing, and it's just crazy the relationships it's built, and it's been a fun time. So thank y'all for joining us with it.
Well,
yeah, big shout out to the community. I made friendships with some people through our Discord. You know what I mean? I don't want to. There's so many to name that if I start naming any, I'm gonna forget someone, and I don't want them feeling left out. But you guys know who you are. Anyone in chat, you guys all know that we've always done this for fun. Like, we've never tried to do this to like blow up and become big. Like, we legitimately enjoy sitting around talking with our friends about random things and stuff. But we would like to give a big shout out to anyone who has come along for 1, 10, 20, or all the episodes. We appreciate you guys, and like I said, like we said earlier, the Discord's still going to be open. We're gonna be in contact. Mana and myself are gonna be streaming again. Like, who knows? Like, Hope, Lego, Triton, like they've all streamed in the past. Like, who knows? We'll all be in the Discord. It's not the end of everything. It's just the end of this particular discussion on Thursday night.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
My serious kind of thing here. Even when, I echo everything both of you guys said, but even when I wasn't playing Destiny much, which is, now, I still, like, the best part of being a part of this had nothing to do with the game. It was, hanging out, bullshitting with these guys, and, making friendships. Like, Lego kind of started, and Wilson continued. Lego, you mentioned all the guests we've had on and getting to know them and everything. But even past that, just the people that have come to chat, or even people that, we have people that hit us up on all mediums. We have people that are just in Discord, people that are just on Twitter, but every one of those, like, it wasn't something I ever thought about when we started this, but that is absolutely, like, the best part of doing this podcast. And that was when, when we kind of had the discussion. I tweeted this out. I was kind of relieved when we kind of got done with the conversation about ending the podcast. Not because I don't like it. It was just kind of like, that's over. Like, we had the talk. We know what's going to happen. and I was even like kind of teasing you, Lego, as we were signing off, and I was like, "Oh, are you sad? Lego's sad." And then like Lego tweeted it out, and all these people are like, "No, like what are we gonna do? Like you were such a big part of the week," and like that shit hit home, man. Like that was really cool. Like to see anybody
for sure.
that has ever said like I liked listening to you guys talk. I don't know why anybody would like that, but thank you. It's seriously, it's been really awesome. You know, you guys all know who you are. Like Wilson said, I don't want to leave anyone out, so I'm not going to really start naming names. The one person I do want to say that was really cool, it was just a friend thing, and I was just making fun of him, but did you see a couple days ago when Deej tweeted out something about like making friendships through Destiny or something?
Yeah.
And for as much shit, I will say this on our last episode, for as much shit as I give Wenny, he pisses me off, but I fucking love that dude. And he mentioned, you know, all these friends he made, and he was like, there's way too many to mention. Of course he mentioned Zach Levine first, because, you know, it's Wenny. But then he mentioned just like 3 people, and I was one of them, of people that he met and were great people and great friendships he made. So shout out to Wendy. That was really nice. That's not a person I expected.
I was the other one. I was just saying.
Oh, seriously, that was like, you know, you could have mentioned a lot of people. That was very nice, and
yeah, that's cool.
It's the same feeling as anytime any of you guys come in a chat and say hi, or Twitter or anything else. Like it's amazing to me that anybody gives a shit what any of us say.
All the goodbye tweets on Twitter, I'm not gonna lie, like I definitely got very choked up.
I was sad AF, man.
The first night. No,
that was shocking. Getting off of work and reading through all this stuff, like
oh yeah, because we didn't tell Mana. No one told Mana.
I was really shocked about everything. Like I haven't been on nearly as many, you know, a portion I was on, and a couple guests and all that. So I mean, it was touching that you guys included me again. You guys wanted me to come back. I'm not gonna lie,
man.
But then since I was tagged in all this sad stuff to leave me, I'm just like, what am I reading right now? This is sad. I didn't respond to anything just because I'm like, shit, you know. Like I wake up in the morning from text from both Lego and Hove. Hove just like, you started like, we gotta talk. I'm like, ugh.
I did.
It's like, what was your first?
Oh, because you're not real good about. I know your sleep schedule's weird, your work schedule, and so sometimes if I'm like, most of the time I text you, it's just like, hey, do you want to play games? So I didn't want to just say, hey, Mana, what's up? And then you be like, well, I'm going to bed. I don't want to play. I won't text him back. Not in like a shitty way, but I was like, hey, man, like text me back when you can. Like I actually.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm like, oh shit. I thought it was going to be something. But then and then I saw like alongside of it, it was both of you guys were like just text. I'm just like, oh god, I'm just going to put Hope on the back burner because I'm afraid of what the thing is going to be. So I went to Lego first because I thought it was going to be like terrible news or something. So I'm like,
oh man,
all right, I'm gonna put him behind Lego, and then Lego tells me the deets. I'm like, oh shit. Actually, Hope texted me in the morning because he saw that I retweeted the official tweet.
I was still awake when Mana woke up to go to work.
Oh, jeez.
I woke up at 2:30 in the morning to get ready to go to work.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, yeah, he texted me. And I was just in shock. I'm like, they're doing it. They're ending. And then the following day, it was just like all these tweets. I'm like,
it's still going. People that are much more well known than us, that we never even had on the show, that liked and retweeted. That was cool, man. Yeah, meant a lot. We appreciate all of you.
It really hit home. The amount of people that said stuff on Twitter, like you guys said, it was really sweet. There was little things like our clan member DJ changed his in-game name on Steam to REZOcast for a bit.
Amazing.
Little salutes.
I didn't see that. I'm terrible.
Little salutes here and there that were really really cute. Something else too, like Hove said, we had no idea that a lot of people actually did look forward to this every week. So I can't stress enough that get in the Discord. If you're in chat here, there'll be a link. If you're not able to make the live chat this evening and you're listening to the audio version, we'll shout out our Twitters here at the end, and you could always hit us up and get a link to the Discord. We definitely want to make it clear that we're here to hang out, and we built a community, and we're not gonna run from it and stuff. So like, if you guys need your weekly fix of us knuckleheads, you'll know where to find it. So,
and the REZOcast Discord is a cool place for like Resolute's Discord is like a private, like that's our clan Discord, and all the other Discords where Resolute people can come, and people who are like friends with Resolute people and they all want a Discord to like hang out with. Yeah, you can go to specific streamers and stuff, and I feel like REZOcast has been a good Discord like melting ground for
melting
like both
pot
or melting.
It's open.
Melting
It's super chill. It's super positive. Like if anyone was to come in and like start some shit and troll, like they'd be dealt with.
Like Thanos.
And
like
Thanos
was
came in
the
the chat?
funniest thing. Man, you weren't there for that, I don't think.
No, you guys told me this.
Okay.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. Touche to Marcus.
I am Iron Man.
Yeah. Which we gotta give shout outs to him for help make the Discord.
Marcus,
So, did we have any other like shout outs or questions or anything?
There were shout outs on Twitter, but I think we covered most of the things here in chat with everyone. There were a lot of
the only thing I want to ask,
Oak.
we all kind of did our little rounds there. Triton, you got anything at the end here? I mean, I have one more thing to really end it with, but as far as a nice, if there's anything you want to say.
Oh yeah, I mean, like you guys pretty much, summed it up. I always appreciate the people that, came out and supported us. I think, having some people pour out, like, it really helped me through, tough times in their lives. I think, over the course of 3 years, all the hosts here have had maybe a time in their life that's been difficult, and this has been something for us to look forward to. So, when you guys were listening to us trying to maybe getting through a time that was tough, believe us, we were probably going through a time that maybe wasn't great at periods of time. So I'm glad that it was kind of a two-way street in that way. And as kind of Hove mentioned with the bits and everything else, I think for the most part, the other guys have always kind of carried the show for sure, whether it's just, being on the show or being, behind the scenes and doing everything that needed to be discussed. But, hopefully for the handful of things that I would interject, I think when I was actively playing, demonstrating some level of incisiveness in regards, particularly when Destiny was like in a liminal state, I think I was always able to interject those types of things. So hopefully people enjoyed those aspects that I did bring. And, obviously really enjoyed getting to do this for the last 3 years, although I guess I'm still not sure if I was in over 100 episodes. So I'm gonna.
You were here for the first one and the last one.
The full time, I think
more than I could say.
You're here now, man.
Here now, but when we were talking mostly Destiny, I do feel like we did demonstrate a fair amount of punditry for the things we were discussing, and I think that was very unique to what our show brought. And I know that it ended up being more of a kind of an addled mess full of whatever we did want to talk about, but at the same time, I think you guys enjoyed that too. So again, appreciate everyone who came along for the ride.
Yeah, I'll reiterate one more time. It's hard to, it sounds cliche when we say like thank you for listening and all that, but like I never would have thought, like every time someone was like, man, I really like listening to you, man, I'm gonna miss it, like it still catches me off guard, like nothing I expected. You know what I mean? Like how much that means to have someone tell you that you have been a big part of their week. Like that is amazing. Okay, I keep repeating myself, but like
nah, it's pretty awesome. And there's like over 50, I don't even know how many reviews on iTunes there are right now, but I know it's over 50 reviews of 54. Just like people going off about the show. And if you are longtime listeners, there's a lot of jokes from listeners in there that are pretty good.
There's a lot of lore. There's a lot of lore.
A lot of REZOcast lore, yeah. So you should definitely go check that out. But yeah, well, this has been Lego.
We're not done yet.
Legoli Flash. No. I'm just we're not gonna like give our name. No, okay.
No.
Well, what you got?
Do you have one more thing?
Yeah, we have a Mad Lib to do here. That's called I Am Chinchilla.
I don't know. I think.
So, chat, go ahead and start putting words.
Oh, well, let's let chat do it. I think that would.
But it would take too long for me to say adjective and wait. So just start throwing out adjectives, adverbs.
How many are there on this one?
About 20.
What time is it?
Okay.
Oh, it won't take that long. Okay, we're gonna go Triton, adjective.
I don't remember what these.
He muted himself.
What's an adjective again?
He's still muted. I don't know what he's saying.
I think I just led with smelly. Isn't that what we always do? Isn't that how this game works?
Okay.
Sure. Think of disgusting things to say.
Lego
adverb.
Wholesome. Adverb.
Adverb.
Breathtakingly. I'm taking it from chat.
Oh, okay.
Next one. Verb ending in ed. You, Lego.
Distracted.
Noun plural. Wilson. Yeah, you
Noun
guys can pick
plural.
them out of chat. I'll just go to you. You can pick them out of chat.
Oh
if you want.
All right, we'll
gosh.
pick 'em out of chat.
Plural.
Noun plural.
Whorehouses. Whorehouses.
Whorehouses.
Oh.
Mana. Adjective.
What's that? Describe?
Yes,
Is that
describes things. Yes.
I am cool guy said Aaron Tild.
That's so good.
Oh shit, dude. Cool
Do you
guy.
hear me?
Classic.
Now I can.
Moist?
With moist.
Yeah.
Body parts plural. That's mine. We're
Oh,
gonna
God.
we're gonna go with grundles. Triton animal. You're muted again, Triton. Jesus.
So, cat.
Cat.
No worries.
Cat. Well, the cats are right over here.
Okay. Lego noun.
Aaron Till.
Nice.
Wilson color.
I would have preferred Aaron Till. That's pretty good.
Chartreuse.
Good one. Very smart.
What?
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
Mana.
Yeah.
Body part plural.
Nipples.
My man.
My man. Just smiles and grins.
Noun plural for me. Sprinkles.
Raleigh said we should just bad lip read Triton next time he's muted.
Type of material, Triton. Type of material.
I was gonna say
Dude, adamantium's good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that.
Adverb, Lego.
Adverb.
Ly.
What?
Ly.
I know.
Oh, I'm just trying. Mana doesn't know what a noun is.
No.
Person, place, thing, or idea, right?
I can't even think. I can't.
Wait, am I wrong?
Happily.
All right. Wilson, noun plural.
Another noun plural. I get slammed with another plural.
Yeah, because
noun.
nouns are fucking. They're very limited.
We're on the spot, man. You know.
Person, place, thing, or idea. That's plural.
You can make any noun plural.
Siegfried and Roy.
That's
two guys. That's
not
plural.
a proper. No, that's not plural. That's two different nouns.
Damn it, son of a bitch.
But it was such a good answer.
Yes, it was. Put that in there.
How about tigers?
Yes, they're
Yeah,
tigers.
sure.
Specifically, more they're tigers.
All right. Me, place.
And it feels so stupid.
Thick house.
Is this game is this the
Mana-
funny part to
mana
make me
adjective.
look stupid?
We all look stupid, Wilson. It's okay.
I'm so dumb.
We're like halfway already.
Oh man.
Heavy? Is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
You look so confused. Triton, noun plural.
I don't know. I want to say like families. Chat's gonna give me a better one than that.
Marijuanas.
Says Joey.
Please.
Triton number. Give me a number.
7.
Nice.
69. Adjective.
Yeah,
No, it's 7.
I just really
It's
thought
7.
about that. Should have went back. to
Lego adjective. We only got about
Adjective.
100 more. I'm kidding.
Sticky. Yeah, we used to.
No. Vooped.
Floppy. That's not.
No, that doesn't really
I mean,
work.
it could be, but it would not work.
No. Shiny.
All right, Mr. Pokemon. Now, Wilson, noun plural.
Can we give this one to chat?
You can pick out a chat.
Yeah, we've been picking.
Chat, give me a plural noun.
He's like choking back tears. Like, I don't know what
Yo,
thralls.
help me cheat on my test.
Sex dungeons. We didn't use.
We didn't use sex dungeons.
No.
Ooh, I get neighbors.
No.
Balls are a good one.
Balls is
Podcast
balls.
host.
2 for sex dungeons.
All right,
I think.
food plural, Wilson. Food plural.
Oh. What'd Sam get you?
How do you pluralize banana bread? Banana
You
bread.
put an S
bread.
at the end.
Banana bry.
Dude, this is
Banana-
great. I'm
banana
learning.
breed.
Me,
So much
adjective. Bamboozled. Almost there. Did I get mana adjective?
Another one. Shit.
Same with you, Triton, so you can both start thinking. There's 2 in a row.
Wrinkly.
Like your
I'm gonna go
balls.
with sticky because
How dare you?
I've been pushing sticky.
Sticky and wrinkly. Jesus Christ. Lego, noun, plural. Divorces.
Too many nights.
Gosh.
Wow.
Hopefully not.
Hippie dressings.
Would hippie dressing be plural just by itself? Does it have to be
No,
have an
dressing.
S on
2
it?
different types. You put them together.
Yeah.
I mean, I would just
Hippie
put an S on the
dressing.
end. Okay.
Yeah,
We only have
Oh.
like one more round. We're
guess.
almost done.
that's good.
Wilson, body part, plural.
God, all these pluralized.
All you have to do is
things.
fucking put an S at the end.
Stop! You're making me nervous. I'm gonna go with tonsils.
That's
Is this plural or is that one
that'll
thing?
Work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Noun,
Yeah.
plural for mana.
Not me.
Mana?
Not me.
Oh, sorry. You cut out, so I actually didn't know.
Mana?
But noun plural.
Yes, noun, plural. We're almost done.
Strip clubs.
Boobies.
Sex dungeons.
Moose.
Did we use that?
Sis.
Mooses.
Mine.
Adjective
Meese?
for me is going to be floppy. Triton, verb ending in ing, and Lego, verb ending in ed.
Can I just use coming? I think that looks
With an O or a
yeah,
U?
me.
Language.
You pick, Hove. Your choice.
C-U. Okay. Lego, ed.
I know.
And then-
Educated, because that's what I got.
That's not a verb.
Damn.
I mean, it could be,
Oh.
but
That's
Educate.
Okay,
educated.
you're
That's
right.
clearly what I'm not after this discussion.
Yep. Yeah.
Joey and I are on. Look at this. O or U. He knows what's up.
Dude,
Yeeted.
he does.
I like that.
Yeeted?
Of course,
Joey
do
knows
that.
what's up.
Yeah, correct. He
All right.
said yeeted.
All right.
Joey's a
Wilson,
literal god.
body part again. One more round. We have 4 left. That's it.
At least it's not plural.
Just one body part.
Lymph node.
I hate
Ooh.
you.
That's good.
Nice.
Noun, mana. And then 2 verbs. You and Triton and Lego. 1 verb each.
What was mine again?
A noun.
Oh, okay. Stepmom.
P.
All right.
He said a verb.
And
Oh.
Triton verb.
Yes.
Triton verb. Triton verb.
Felt.
Felt.
Yep.
We need to get DJ in there.
Feel.
Can we? Is there anybody get DJ in there from?
I don't know,
DJ?
like-
What? Are we getting DJ
Oh,
on
we
the
need
cast?
DJ?
Is that what
Wait,
you
we
said?
have-
We'll see. All right.
I could have said. I wanted to say Milan.
The name of
I
this
guess.
is I Am Chinchilla.
Is that like a
Oh,
superhero?
no.
Chinchillas are smelly pets for those that like to own unique pets. Breathtakingly, if you ever distracted one, they are actually whorehouses. One may describe this animal as looking similar to a moist squirrel with a big grundle.
Ew. Ew.
Is that an actual like?
Ew.
Or-
That's terrible.
Or having a,
What the fuck?
or having a cat's body with large mouse-like grundles and a squirrel's tail. They come in several colors, ranging from white to chartreuse velvet. Like squirrels, they only eat with their nipples. and are nocturnal. One of the most
Like
unique
squirrels.
sprinkles of chinchilla is that they bathe in dust or adamantium rather than water.
Wow.
The, nat-
Those are so
the natural habitat of
freaky
chinchillas is
animal.
South America, more happily in the tigers of Argentina. We fucked that up. Bolivia,
Yeah.
Peru.
Yeah.
Whoa. Argentina, Bolivia, Peru, and the thick house
Nice.
in the altitudes of the Andes Mountains. They live in crevices between marijuanas and caves. They are very social and live in colonies of about 7. They live in these groups for added protection from shiny balls, such as owls, foxes, banana breads, hawks, and other balls. Chinchillas have several bamboozled mechanisms to survive in the mountain region. First, their light color resembles that of the marijuanas to protect themselves from balls. Secondly, their tail is stiff and wrinkly and serves as balance when they jump and make sticky hippie dressings. Chinchillas also use their hind tonsils to jump over great mooses. Since their coats are floppy, it allows for survival in harsh cold weather and coming infestation from fleas and other parasites.
Ew.
Their fur is
Ugh.
yeeted into their eyes. Their fur is yeeted into their eyes and lymph nodes of the stepmom as well, giving them enough time to pee while their enemies stop to feel the fur on their face.
Feel the fur.
And this has been REZOcast.
Hashtag feel the fur.
I am Chinchilla. We are Chinchilla.
Oh,
we
man.
are Chinchilla.
Well, if you want to know where you can find us on that note, this has been Lego, aka Lego. Find me on Twitter, YouTube, at Lego Flash. Maybe making more YouTube videos. Maybe getting another movie of the week. Hove, where can they find you?
I don't know, man.
I thought he was gonna stop right there.
The couch.
I don't know, man.
Sounds like
No,
me.
at this point I don't. I can't really say on Twitch. I can't really say much on YouTube. I don't know, man. Maybe a couple YouTube videos here and there. Twitter, Hove76, just and the REZOcast Discord. Just hit me up. Let's do all the things. I love you. Yes, you. I'm looking at you.
Not him.
Not
her.
him.
But
Not
you.
her. You. All right, that's all I got.
Care to send it off, perhaps?
Me?
Well,
Whoever's
kick
next.
it to some-
Up to you.
no, who's you?
I don't know, man. Why am I in charge of
Not
anything?
him or her, it's you.
Triton, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can mostly just find me on Twitter, Triton Please, all one word, the please being PLZ. How about you, Wilson?
You can find me out in the garage, the AKA the studio,
Nice.
coming soon for live stream glass blowing. Hit me up on Twitter, Ryu Wilson, that's RYU Wilson, and twitch.tv/Wilson309. And get in the Discord, get in the REZOcast Discord. What about you,
Do it.
Mana?
You can find me. So I'm going to stream for the first time ever on the Manigator.
Wait.
Twitch
Oh,
/ the Manigator. And maybe even never mind. I'm not YouTubing. Let's just be real here. Or Twitch, Twitter.
Yeah, because
the
you can't put
Manigator.
stepmom porn on YouTube.
Well, I could. They can't find me. I'm too fast for them. But
You little
also
chinchilla.
announcement. I'm just gonna shout out my roommates might start up a D&D stream.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be a part of it.
nice.
It's going to be a Fallout themed D&D campaign with some people that we know. So Kami, Unreal, Gunga, maybe some more people that I can't think of. I apologize. And it might be real cool. So follow me. I'll retweet it if it ever actually happens. We don't know yet. It's still in the planning phase. So it could be a cool ass thing. And yeah.
Yeah. Well, y'all be sure to go check out Team Resolute. The reason why I started this whole thing to begin with and that brought us all together at Team Resolute on Twitter. And that's pretty much it.
I don't want to stop.
I know, but we got to. And I debated whether, should I not say until next time, because there won't be one, but at the same time, there will be. We'll see y'all all out there. We'll be playing Destiny. We'll be playing PUBG. We'll be in REZOcast. We'll be on Twitter. So
Listen, before you say it, it didn't hit me until right now. Like, like we're
yeah,
I don't want to stop doing it right now because we're not gonna do it again.
I know.
And I just as much as you talk about it until you're about to finish, you don't know what it's like. That's until you're about to finish.
It's
that's
true.
not where I was going with
Nice.
that, but I don't want to.
Oh.
Let's just keep
Oh,
going.
really?
Let's just keep going.
No, that this is
We
such
don't
a good
listen.
ending.
No, I figured it out. If we don't have to worry about meeting every Thursday and clearing schedules if we just never stop.
Isn't that how like filibusters work?
I don't even know what that fucking means. No, but for real, everyone in chat, thank you guys so much.
Yeah,
I
thank
love
y'all
you
for hanging
all.
out.
You've been the best, every one of you.
It was absolutely awesome. Thank you everyone for coming out. All the guests from the show, everybody who listens. If you're listening on iTunes, Google Play, thank you so much for listening every week. Like seriously, all your comments about us being a part of your week, that was insane. So until next time, everyone. GG.
GG's.
GG's.
GG. I said it.
Wait, I